Test one, two, test. Okay, great, it's working. Hi, everybody. Welcome. So this is our weekly live stream, and it is not Saturday, August 4th. Sorry about that. Yeah, we'll be fixing that in a second. But it is Wednesday, August 8th, and we're coming at you live from Miami Beach. And tonight, we normally have our game night where we have guys come over. We usually do a little bit of like modern, legacy, vintage, the formats that we're used to playing. But we actually have a special occasion. Well, in the sense that GP Orlando is happening this weekend. So most of the guys are busy at home, finishing up their decks, making last minute trades, participating in local tournaments, getting some last minute gameplay in, mostly for the side events. A lot of our guys don't tend to do the main event. Nevertheless, that explains why we don't have everybody here today, which is fine. So instead of bringing you gameplay at this moment, we're going to focus on some card alters because that's also fun. We're just loading one of the utility programs that unfortunately only runs on Windows, which is where we have to use Wine. For those of you who are Unix, Linux literate, hey, Jason Deck Builder. Yes, so we use Wine to run Windows programs on Mac, and one of our faculty, if you will, James, wrote software so that we can run the stream, have real-time clock, update player names for like tournaments. It's really nice. But since it only runs on Windows, we have to use Wine through a Unix terminal to run it on a Mac. So that's what I'm loading right now, and it is running. Fantastic. So here's the setup. And here we are. So what you have right now glitching out a little bit on the top right is the card image. We'll hide that for now. And here are the projects for today. So my very good friend Christian Aguilar loves Merfolk. And this is his Merfolk deck. Well, at least these are some of the key cards from his Merfolk deck, which I've altered. Some of them, as you can see, still require a little bit of work. And then here's a magnifying glass, so hopefully as I'm working on stuff, I can highlight it. Well, probably bring the camera closer or something along those lines. But Jason the Deck Builder, thanks so much for joining us today. And I'm gonna reset the timestamp, and I think we'll be good to go. In fact, I just realized this particular overlay doesn't have a timestamp. It's the other one that does, right? There, exactly. So anyway, that's enough for this intro. Let's just get started. So here. And we'll move the keyboard out of the way. So for making alters, basically, I mean, it's a kind of a no-brainer in terms of what the equipment are. I mean, you paint brushes in the card. So in my case, I've recently acquired this, believe it or not, it's a lipstick organizer, but it spins around, and let me see if I can make it so I don't spill my paints. You can see it has just about every color or shade that I want. So I can just, hope I'm not making anybody dizzy, spin it around, grab what I need, and put it back pretty easily. So yeah, I'm very thankful that somebody who felt that women have enough lipsticks so that such a purchase is justified, because clearly I'm reappropriating it. Oh, Jason the Big Builder started following me. Thank you so much for following me on Instagram. I really appreciate that. Alright, so the paints will be off camera, but they'll be here. Now, the next thing are the brushes. And we've got quite a few here, as you can see. And knowing which brush to use, gosh, it's just a ton of trial and error. So you might think that smaller is better, and it's almost always true. And the problem is these smaller brushes get frayed really easily, and then you have to replace them. So just to give you an example, here you can see kind of like a before and after situation, where the one below is like brand new and the one up pretty used up. So I find myself constantly having to replace brushes, even when you take care of them the way you're supposed to. Thank you so much, Chase the Deck Builder, for the shout out and for posting me on there. But yeah, so brushes, back to this. So I keep all my smallest ones towards the middle and my larger ones towards the back. Obviously, the larger ones, especially these flat ones, are more for painting some of the landscape elements, like in the case of the Curse Catcher, maybe a little bit of the background and all that. In fact, here, let me see if I can help you highlight that. So in terms of the focus, I might switch it to manual, which is what I had to do last stream, which is fine. But for now, just play around with this. Yeah, I really appreciate that shout out, Jace. It means a lot. I mean, I'll have to do that for you too later. But before I forget, let me set the manual focus. That way we don't have to be struggling with focusing on the images. So Logitech actually, I don't know if you guys have used Logitech, the C920 webcam before, but it's really good. The software for it is particularly good. It's called Logitech Gaming Software. It's not the because they do have one that's called like Camera Controls or something like that in the App Store. It's not that one. You shouldn't have 130 followers. I hope I can help. Thank you so much. But yes, so let's go back to what I was saying. Where is the focus? Huh. Apparently there's a zombie filter. Oh god. No, let's just take off all these filters. We don't want that. There it is. Apparently it's under advanced. So we are advanced today. So let me show you guys what I worked on last time. So last time I was working on a Harbinger of the Tides, and this one took quite a while. And as you can begin to imagine, that's a lot of it due to the details. So let's play around with the focus here and get it working so that we can all see what's going on. There we go. So now you can see. So the Harbinger here has a lot of different colors. They're very subtle, but they're there. So if you look at the top left element, obviously there's sort of these bluish shades that I had to extend out from sort of these like darker greenish blues here. The tentacles, you also have to match the sort of the purple shades here. Likewise here, that was also challenging because not only do you have to match sort of the like maroon purplish like tint of the tentacles here, but you also have to create the suction cups, and that was an interesting challenge in and of itself. Likewise on this side, had to extend out the tentacles and do the texturing. So that was a lot of fun, but it wasn't exactly what I would call easy. So I'm just moving some of the windows here out of my way so it's easier to do what I'm doing right now. Perfect. Okay. So moving the focus back to the table. What I'd like to today is work on, well, let's work on a Marrow Reejery. I always kind of feel bad for the cards that have, what do you call it, these little chips at the corner. Do I alter commanders? Yes, I do. In fact, I altered Angus Mackenzie not too long ago. My friend uses him as a commander. And it's quite hilarious. Did I post it on... No, I did not post it on Instagram, I don't believe. But it is on my Twitter. I have the same username. I'll pull it up right now so you can see. So my friend asked me, Christian, why did you give Angus a skirt? Oh, hey, we have people. Rafi, would you mind getting the door? Thanks so much. My girlfriend's here. I wasn't sure who was showing up or when, but it looks like we got people. But let me, meanwhile, while my girlfriend gets to the door, show you guys Angus Mackenzie. Hey, it's Carlos. Carlos, welcome. And poor Christine's so thin, I can hardly see her. Has she not been eating? Has Christine not been eating? She's so thin I don't even see her. No. She's not here. Otherwise predisposed. We have a inside joke about quote unquote beating the pizza.
Oh, did I?
There's really no pizza today. There can be pizza. I'd be happy to order pizza. But Carlos, get over here. Get your ass over here. I want you to say hi to Jace, the deck builder. He's on the chat. He shouted out to me on the on Instagram. So,
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Say hi.
Hey, I'm Jace, the deck builder. Huh.
Exactly. Super nice guy.
Awesome.
Yeah, and he asked me if I altered commanders, which of course, as you know, I do. And that's something else. And I'm trying to find the Angus Mackenzie that I did because I'm a big fan of that altar. Have you seen my Angus Mackenzie altar?
No.
So basically, you know how like Scottishmen wear kilts? Ironically, Angus Mackenzie in real life was actually an Englishman, but let's pretend for a second that he's Scottish. So I gave him a kilt. And then my friend who asked me to alter it was like, Christian, why does Angus have a skirt? And of course it's because I gave him the kilt. So it's not popping up, but I do have it somewhere. It's just a matter of like I've altered hundreds of cards, literally, like hundreds and hundreds. So where they are, who knows? Like here, for example, here's a spell pierce that I did. Again, the focus is a little weird because of the
cell phone screen.
yeah, but I can just manual focus it. See? So that's a spell pierce that I did, but actually that's probably one of my favorites so far. The texturing on those waves took hours.
Yeah, and it's in your is in your Delver deck somewhere.
Yeah, I'm putting it back together because I had no idea that Delver could post results still, but apparently it can. Carlos, you can pull up a seat. Just careful not to the seat cover falls off, so careful, and try not to trip up the camera. So I can't find my Angus, unfortunately, but oh, you know where it is? Because I sent a direct message to Ben, the guy who commissioned it. So I just need to find my last message with Ben, and it should be there. Now, whether I sent a text message versus whether I sent it to him via Facebook messengers, going to make a difference. But just a second. He actually just commissioned another one from me. Yep, so it looks like it was somewhere else. But oh, here's another example of a card that I've altered, and the kind of cards that I like to alter. So you'll notice here that this island from Urza Saga. I love these islands, by the way. You can see. So this is the altar that I did of that. And that's just the tape to, not paint over the name accidentally. Oh, thank you. Yeah. And see, remember earlier I was talking about, oh, damn, my friend has an altar that I made for him. Now you can start to see why these brushes are particularly good for these, like, broader strokes and how they really create this convincing wave effect. So, yeah, Carlos, Carlos, sit down, have a seat. So Carlos here, that was a gift to Carlos. And this is a Mirrodin island, is it not? And what you may not realize is that Carlos here is like our robots guru. He loves Affinity, and he's pretty good at it. He's beaten me at Vintage with Modern Affinity. So if that tells you anything about his skill level, I mean, if anything tells you anything about his skill level, it's that. But yeah, so here's that island. But yeah. So I was. So last place I'll see is if I send Ben a text, because I want to have it more handily available. Maybe I did put it up on my. Who knows? Oh, here we go. Ben Geller. So all our play group, when we get together, that's what we call Mirrodin Tech, or Mirrodin Institute of Technology, and we basically I don't even know how many of us there are, but there's a lot. We just get together, compete tournaments together, but most of the time we just kind of hang out like we are right now, just for fun. Yeah, so I can't find it, but whatever. So now, basically, I'm gonna start the process of altering this Mara Ragery. So hey, Carlos, you get to see the behind the scenes a little bit.
Oh, you're gonna start altering now?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So let's take a. Oh, it's the wrong card. So check it out, Carlos. I want you to see the difference between before and after, okay? So this would be a before, see? And watch this.
Yep.
The full art, yeah, exactly. So this is an extension, and it's deceptively simple because if you look carefully, there's a lot of texturing and a lot of color matching on these particular waves. You see the ones that come out like this. You have to match the angle and you have to match the color blending. So like this part here, I mean, you'll notice there's like 5 or 6 or 7 different colors there, like yellow, like a more beige green, like a more highlighted green, darker green, even more darker green than that. Just and yeah, they have to blend with each other, so it's not easy, but I try. So let's see. I'm experimenting with something today, Carlos. I'm going to use optics to see if this will help. It may not. So let's play around with some of the focusing options. And, in fact, let's be liberal with how we use this. Well, thank you so much, Jace. Jace thinks we do a great job. See, Carlos, so when I charge you a lot of money, you can't be angry. I'm kidding. If anything, I'm too reasonable in that regard. So let's see.
Is this the first time you're trying it with this thing?
With the magnifying glass? Yeah. I mean, the magnifying glass, really, it's not for me. It's more for the stream because, like, I can see perfectly well how I'm altering here. But I just want to see if it's possible to, like, get at an angle where, like, I can also have them see what I'm seeing.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? What's a good distance? So just bear with me while we're testing out. Oh, that works. That kind of works.
And also, it's,
yeah, that definitely highlights it.
It's funny, like the camera's trying to keep up with it too. It's kind of cool.
Exactly. So now, how do we even begin something like this? So right here's the original here, and in fact, here's one option that we could thank James for. So you know the card previews?
Yeah.
So we turn on the card image preview here. Actually, it's the different symbol, this one. There it is. And then we load up the actual card. So, as I was alluding earlier on the stream, James programs this for us. So we literally look for a card, Mero Rejury, Mero, and Rejury. And there it is. So now we have it, the chat's on top, but you can get the basic idea of what the Mero Rejury looks like. And then I have the finished version here. And so now, you need to make the damn thing. So how do you make it? So first things first, we need to get that paint ready, okay? So in this case, before I even start painting, I kind of want to lay down like a base coat, sort of like to cover up, to like opacify this. Because if what's going to happen is if you start using a little blue tones or whatever here, you're going to see what's behind it. So oftentimes you just get a really heavy body, like white acrylic or black, and then you can do that. So Carlos, if you don't mind reaching behind the computer, grabbing my black paint tube.
This?
Yes, thank you, sir.
And how do you get the colors to match the blending?
Oh, I'll show you in a second. Lots of trial and error. So Liquitex Basics. This is the one that I like to use. I use Mars Black in this case to create sort of that opaque base coat and then going on top of it. Now, I know a lot of the different alterers on Instagram and elsewhere use spray paint. They actually use this little like nozzle and just apply like put tape over some of the areas and then just, you know, spray down like the corner with like opaque white or black paint. That's fine and everything, but I don't own that machine. I guess what do you call a paintbrush? A paintbrush? No, not paintbrush. What do you call those things? Airbrush. Yeah, it uses air with paint. Airbrush. There you go. So I don't own an airbrush, and I probably don't plan to own one anytime soon. So can you see this? It's only showing up here. That's fine. So, I don't know about you guys, but I like building sets and models for Dungeons & Dragons. So I was working on this castle. You can see here some of the detail that I put into making it weathered. See?
That's awesome.
Thank you, my friend. But we'll move that out of the way for now, and then we'll just get some black paint. So a lot of people just lay this down on their palette. I kind of cheat and get it from the tube because I'm cheap. Because if you lay down on the palette, just like a certain amount of paint, you might,
some of it.
Yeah, exactly. You might put down more than you realize you need. So now, here's sort of like the mindless part. You just kind of go in here and there we go. Apply a very thin layer and just kind of go along. And as you could probably see, you kind of need steady hands to really keep it right on the line. Now, would it be easier to put tape? Well, it's an option. Would it be easier for me? Probably not. It takes time to like cut the tape and like line it up just exactly right. And I consider myself to have pretty good coordination and a steady hand. I did used to be a surgeon, for those that don't know. So I just kind of prefer to do it this way. There we go. This is working with the magnifying glass idea. Because before it was just too far away from the camera to see. And so obviously we go back and do a little bit of paint once in a while. But to sort of begin to answer the question, Carlos, that you asked earlier, like, the first thing I like to do is try to figure out what are the colors within a color. Like, for example, I'll point to an area, like here, right? Like, what are the colors here? I'm like, okay, there's some yellow, there's some blue, there's some green, and white. So those are combinations. So then I look at my assortment of paints. So like, I'll see if I can flash them on the camera. You can see it in the top left a little bit. So it's like, okay, so which shades of green, which shades of blue would be close? And then you just kind of start mixing a few of them here, add a little bit more white here or whatever. And then before you know it, one ends with a match. And then you just kind of like go with that one. It's like I said, it's a lot of trial and error, but usually, especially over time, you get a really good eye for saying like, oh, this green here is actually a combination of like, you know, primary blue and like phthalocyanine green and like some white and some like of like yellow number or whatever. My girlfriend could probably tell you more about that. Guys, not to like want to show off, but my girlfriend's at art school and you know, she's a, you know, artiste, a real artiste. You know, supposed to do this like bullshit that I'm doing.
Right.
So you must be art. Yeah, I just hit on my girlfriend on stream. Exactly.
Wow.
That's funny.
Love you, honey.
No words.
See, I left her speechless. So yeah, there you
Pretty
go. See?
accurate. It's like right on the line too. It's crazy.
Yeah, like I said, I don't expect people who are just starting to do this to be able to do this right away. Because like you know, number one, few people actually have steady hands. Because most of us have physiologic tremor. Especially if you drink a lot of caffeine like kids do these days. Now, here, we ran into a small issue. It's not a real issue, but something to mention. Careful if your paintbrush has stray fibers. Because one stray fiber can drag paint around where you don't want it to go. So if you have scissors, you can cut them off. Or in my case, actually I have surgical equipment. See, I was not joking. So I just literally, see if I can latch it on and pull it off. It's way too small to like show on camera. Like, it's literally one hair. There we go, got it. All right. So we continue with the border.
And you're only applying that to the border?
Yeah, essentially what I'm doing is I'm just making sure that when I lay down a layer of paint on top of this, that there won't be any like you won't be able to see what's behind it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because if I were to apply like blue paint here or green paint to continue it out where it is,
You would see the back.
you would see the back, exactly. But if it's black, then you only see what's on top. And so then at the end of the day, it doesn't even need to be black. It just needs to be some opaque paint. But black is pretty neutral. Some people use white. And even I will use white sometimes. The problem with white is twofold. Number one, it has to be a pretty opaque white. And number two, so in other words, it might need a couple of different layers. And number two, if it needs a couple of layers, then it might even show when you start to blend. It really depends on the individual painting. And then another little trick is Like when you don't get it right on the line where you want it, your fingernails are good for dealing with that. But you can't use the fingernail trick too many times because you will literally strip off the superficial layers of like the magic card, and then you'll literally start digging into some of the underlying material. You mess with the card, yeah. So, I mean, you're going to paint over it anyway, and you're going to apply, like, varnish on top, but you'd hate to damage the card. So, use this little finger nail trick sparingly. Some people will use a toothpick instead. But the same issues arise. And then you want to make sure it's evenly applied. And it's not the most even in the world because some of these spots, the paint's getting a little dry. Just getting a little tarish, which is, like I said, not a big deal because it's gonna get watered down regardless. But I just got a little bit of water. I'm up here just like evening out how much of it is here, and there we go. So, and if you
used water,
yeah, just a little bit of water, just because it's black paint, so it won't really get all that like quote unquote water down with a little bit of water. If anything, it just kind of helps come back and smooth out these like areas where it got a little tarish, so it just lies down more smoothly. See? There we go. That'll be our little secret. If you tell anybody about my little secret, I'll cut you. Oh, hi, new viewer. No, I'm just trying to imitate this Family Guy parody of Bob Ross. So, here we go. So I was talking about, right now we're just applying this layer of black paint. Oh, and you see there what happens when you have it. Actually, you can't see, it's so small. But a little bit of a... Jake, he heard nothing. Good. Smart man. Yeah, a little tiniest little sliver of paint came up because there's a loose hair. So now it's time for the fingernail thing. And trying to identify where your loose hair is. But it's not always easy because they're very, very, very small. But coming back here, yeah, so... And see how nice and smooth it's coming down? Like, you see there?
Yeah.
It's almost like it took a Sharpie to it. And you just... But the difference between the Sharpie is that here you can, like here, I'll do it on purpose. Oops. Oh no, I did too much. And then that's where your fingernail trick comes in. And you can't do this with a Sharpie, but you can do this with acrylic. Water-based acrylic. See? It's kind of like an eraser.
Yeah. Oh yeah, if you do it with a Sharpie, that's easy.
Exactly. And likewise, I mean, well, I can't speak to this from experience, but I would imagine it's not as easily done if you were to use an airbrush. Like in terms of, like, if you screw up with your tape lines, you know what I mean? There you go, you guys hear that? That's your expert opinion. You know how, like, on Pawn Stars, you, like, phone an expert?
Yeah, I
So-
know a guy.
I know a guy, yeah. Well, I know a girl, my girlfriend here, who's in art school, and she uses airbrushes for class, and she testifies that, in fact, even with an airbrush, even with a properly taped up area, if you don't use the right tape, you will even get paint that extravasates underneath and contaminates. So you don't want that. Word of caution. Yes, and exactly.
So that layer goes on all the stuff that you're basically...
Yeah, and it's funny because I don't do this to all my cards. You're gonna be asking, well, Christian, why are you doing this like opaque layer here, but not on all your cards? Well, again, it just depends on what you're doing. When it requires this level of like delicate like blending, as we talked about in the blue areas, you kind of need this. And it also kind of works because regardless, look at this other one. Like the bottom part here is going to be relatively dark anyway. See?
Yeah.
So it's easier to have a black. Got a little paint chip on there, but actually it's glitter. But it's better to have a dark base and then just add like light layers of light paint on top than vice versa. And you can see here. Carlos, what decks did you bring?
I brought the usual suspects.
Affinity, of course.
Yep.
You know, Carlos, I really want to talk to you about this Legacy Affinity build. That's really just shops without shops.
Yeah, I am. I've seen her. I've been scoping. If there's an artifact in it, most likely I know about it. They basically use the same concept as the shop spec. Just you know, they can't do shop.
So they kind of neuter your opponent by raising the cost of everything, right? And play like Chalice on turn 1 for 1 or something.
Yeah, and they use lowstone gold.
Oh, I hate that card. You know, you can argue that it may be more powerful in Legacy, because in Vintage, Lowstone Golem, for those that don't know, Lowstone Golem is actually restricted in Vintage. But in Legacy, there's no such thing as restrictions. Any of us play Manaless Dredge? No, but we have a Manaless Dredge expert, Jake.
Yes. Jake from below.
Jake from below, that's
Yep.
right. AKA the Goblin guy. So Jake likes two things, goblins and dredge. And he's very good at both. Actually, he'll probably be at Jupiter Lando, I think. I don't know what side of he'll playing. He's definitely not playing standard. But yeah, so Jake is our resident dredge expert. He had a playmat specifically just for his dredge deck, because the way he used to lay out his graveyard was so like sort of far-reaching that a standard playmat just would not be big enough to like for him to line up all his like cards and be able to keep track of all his triggers. That bridge from below, man, I gotta tell you. I got really good at playing against dredge because for a lot of people, it's their budget entry into Legacy. And it's good because there's a lot of complex mechanics that are going on. Oh, how much for an altar? Well, we can talk about that later. I tend not to do online commissions, but for special occasions like you, my friend, I'll consider it. So we'll talk about that, but thanks for your interest. And hell, I might even alter for you live on stream.
Hey.
Why not? Yeah, he sent me a message on the phone. But where was I? Bridge from below. Oh yeah, it's a really good entry to Legacy because it teaches you like how to keep track of triggers, complex plays. But I'll tell you something, Carlos. The second I realized that you can actually counter the flashback costs for Cabal Therapy and Dread Return, that's a good thing. Because before, I would just kind of let Dredge go off and then be like, okay, I'm dead.
Or cool board wipe.
Yeah, or cool board wipe, right? Like, since I've always played like Esper colors, I've always had blue-white, so Supreme Verdict, okay, bye-bye zombies, right? But it's interesting because I realized that these are spells being cast. Like, you can't let yourself be biased like I was and think that, oh, spells cast means you have to have spent mana for them. So when I realized that their Cabal therapies and their Dread Returns are spells, I would begin countering them, and now they literally have no way to trigger their Bridge from Belows and all these other cards. So then, what do you call it? I would, because normally I lose game 1 and I win game 2 and 3 for Dredge. But
yeah, because the hate is
because I have
really
terrible hate,
difficult.
terrible
How
hate
do
for
they
it.
handle it? Because especially if it's manaless dredge, what do they do if someone slams a void?
They play Dryad Arbor
Oh.
or Disrupting Shoal. Oh,
okay.
one of my friend Mark, man, this guy, I wish he was here. Mark, he's very shy. He will never be on camera. But he plays a Hey Wanna Play. And he was the first guy in Miami that I played
You
again
scoop. Yep.
that had Manaless Dredge. And he built a hate-resistant version. Scoop, yeah, exactly. He built a hate-resistant version, which like completely caught me off guard. I had never seen Disrupting Shoal before. Never seen it before.
It's Modern's Force of Will.
It's a bonus whistle. And since I wasn't playing, so I've been playing Magic since basically like 94, 95, all right? I took a big break from around 2001 to 2009, 2010. Because those 8 or 9 years, I was in medical school. Well, college and medical school. And so, then I come back, and then there's like this whole new format called Modern, right? This newfangled thing that hadn't existed before. Because you realize, Carlos, Modern is a pretty, pardon the pun, modern dimension.
Yeah, it is actually.
Yeah, so it didn't. It was bare. It was like experimental when I came back, and then like everybody's like, "Oh, it's so stupid," because these cards were never meant to interact with each other in isolation, blah blah blah. And they're not wrong, but at the same time, it's like you can have fun with it regardless. Anyway, the point of that story being that what was the point of the story? Anyway, I just didn't know a lot of cards
Right.
that were printed from in that period, and it's literally what's in modern. So I just didn't know any modern cards until later. So now we can come back and see.
Yep.
See how nice that looks.
Ready to throw down the actual altar now.
Exactly. And so now I'll show you a little bit about how I do one of these. We'll start in one of these little corners, and then we'll do some gameplay. So let's clean our brushes. And then the next choice is also figuring out which brush to use. Thank you for the 2 new viewers that we just got. I appreciate the
By the
patronage.
way,
Yes,
you know,
Carlos.
there's a modern deck running around now
Mhm.
that made a big splash. That uses
Merfolk?
bridge from below.
I'm joking because you said splash. I said we got to clean our brush. A new modern deck that
Yeah.
uses bridge from below.
Yes, it's called Red Green Vengevine.
Interesting.
So basically, you use Vengevine and all these recurring creatures that come back.
So
and
for
bridge
people
from
like me
below.
who admittedly aren't very good with modern cards, because we weren't playing, Vengevine. All right, let's look that up. All right, so while I'm switching paints, Carlos is going to tell us about this Vengevine deck.
Yeah, so basically the deck itself relies on casting creatures from the grave and having sack outlets for it. And there's this one mana card that basically says sack a creature. So even if you try to kill the Vengevine with a path, they'll just sack it in response and then immediately bring it back when they cast creatures.
It kind of sounds like Aristocrats.
Yeah, actually, it has that same feel to it. And it just keeps using bridge from below, so no matter what you do, you're always getting creatures.
Oh,
So it's like really-
I get it.
It's really rough on decks that have a lot of spot removal, because it doesn't matter what you do to it.
Beta Sean 2002. Thank you so much, Beta Sean. Appreciate your comment. Yeah, what do you call it? We're working on a Merfolk deck here, so you see those are the altars you're seeing right now. But yeah, Carlos, you know, I hate you now because now that's another deck I'm considering buying.
It's interesting.
Because I really, really, really wanted Absent Aristocrats to work as a competitive deck in Modern. It's not working. So then that begs the question, what alternatives remain? And I think that maybe Johnny? I think it was Johnny that told me that was like the alternative. But
It
who
is,
knows?
because it works on the same mechanic.
Mhm.
In fact,
And then just so you can see, guys, see what I have off camera here. See those paints? That's paint rack. Check this out. Whoa! Isn't that awesome? This is actually a lipstick rack. So you see these blue paints here. So those are gonna see, Carlos. Those are gonna feature prominently right now because you see all the different shades of blue.
oh, okay. So you use these guys to do the blend.
Exactly. You try to find the ones that you think will match up the best with Jeff here. So yeah, it's funny because the webcam has like color adjustments, so it'll mislead the viewer as to what the real color is. So instead of looking at that, I have to look at the actual card physically. So there's a blue called primary blue is just my favorite blue in the Liquitex lineup. It's hard to explain why it's my favorite blue. It's kind of like it transforms well. I don't know if that phrase makes any sense, but it's just like it can lend itself to a very nice blue green. It can lend itself to like a purple. It can lend itself to just about like any combination of blue. It just works really well. It almost looks more like a blue-green than a blue, which in this particular altar will actually probably be better than not. So then next thing we want is a little bit of a pacifying color. So Carlos, can you pass me the white paint? Blue is your favorite color in Magic and in real life. Mine too. What do you know?
Except I'm actually not a blue player.
Exactly.
But everything that I have has some balut in it.
Yeah. Carlos, you're like my assistant in surgery. That's what I just realized. Because again, for people who aren't in the room, I used to be a surgeon, so it's like I used to be like, okay, forceps, okay, tonsils, okay, rangier, all right, suction, thank you, Bovie, thank you, you know. And so right now I'm like, Carlos, white Liquitex paint, thank you. So usually you need to mix up a little bit of white paint with some of this other stuff to like make sure it's like opaque. And then finally, well, let's start with the blue area first. Okay, so right now, just so everybody can see, we're starting with this part right here. Carlos, you see that?
Yeah.
I'll start trying to match that first. Oh, and by the way, I would have never guessed blue was your favorite color from the name Jace. Never. I thought you were a red player, man, a red mage. Just kidding. God, I love blue. All right, and guess what my girlfriend's favorite color is? Now she's trolling me. it's,
Well, it's a long story to do the short answer.
There you go.
I mean, purple is
Surgically extracting the old border. Oh, love it. Love the wordplay. Nice. All right, so, and this was just eyeballing it, Carlos. Here's the color.
Oh, it's not.
Pretty close, huh? So this is really a lot of just intuition. Yeah, exactly. You just never realize. And to be honest, I take for granted because like a lot of the stuff that I do, like apparently a lot of people struggle with. Because like, look at how close the color is. So now we just need to make a few changes to make it exactly right. Yeah.
That's fine.
It's like, that's what I mean. Like, the more you do this, the more you can eyeball ahead of time, like, oh, it's that color. Oh, it's this color. Or like, oh, if I add a little bit of like this shade of blue, it'll match. Oh, if I add a little bit of black paint, it'll match. So this one actually looks like it could use a touch of dark red.
Dark red.
Yeah, I know.
Alright.
This is the intuition. This isn't a little bit of intuition, but like the tiniest little bit. So we'll take some cadmium red, as you can see here, cadmium red. And apply the tiniest little bit to the palette. Tiniest little bit. And we're just mixing up a little bit of cadmium red with the primary blue that you saw earlier. Now, I have been known to make mistakes, but not always. All right, and now let's try that. Close, but maybe adding unopposed red without a little hint of yellow or green made it match that as well. So that definitely made it darker, as you can see. But now if we really want to make a blend, so now you ask yourself, okay, take what you have right now, right, which we have right here, and what's missing. And if I had to guess, I think it would be a little bit of a greenish. Yeah, exactly. See, Carlos, how you're already getting an eye for it? So Carlos are you a painter, Carlos? Not traditionally, right?
No. I mean, I used to go.
Yeah, but you guys can see how here a little bit of green probably will. Let me just put it up. I know it's easier. There. So maybe a little bit of like green, yellow, or white, and then it'll blend perfectly. But you're already laying down these base colors, and the reason I'm doing it like this, rather than mixing it in the palette and then putting it on, is because as you apply layers over it, think about it. Look at how many different colors are here. Like, let me zoom in really close. Right? You see there's like different shades of blue and green.
Yeah, just in that one spot.
And then those are going to be in the background as you paint the correct color over it. So it creates like a really dynamic kind of like picture. So, adjust the focus again. And this time, I want a little more and the tiniest little bit of yellow. And for that, we can use some Winsor & Newton. It's just a different brand of paint. And we'll use some cadmium. Huh?
Does it affect it if you use a different kind of paint?
You know, I've noticed that the Windsor and Newtons tend to be lighter bodied, like not as opaque. Not a general rule, but like in the ones that I've used. That being said, I don't really own that many Windsor and Newtons. Almost like the vast majority of what I own is Liquitex. All right, so let's try again. You see, I got it closer. That's actually closer to the bottom part. So
Yeah.
when you have a happy there's no such thing as a mistake. There's a happy accidents. What does Bob Ross used to say?
Yeah.
Sweetheart, do you remember? Okay, she didn't watch Bob Ross, but okay. So we're letting down, and more importantly, look at what color that actually is. It's actually this color. See?
Yeah.
And then when you have something like that, then you take advantage, and you everywhere you see that color, you kind of like, all right, now that I have it, go with it. See? And then we come up here to reanalyze. And see how that's coming out nicely?
Yeah.
And then even down here, where it was like darker or whatever, watch this. Getting to blend in. You see how it's slowly working its way? See, especially here in the middle area?
Yep.
And we'll just spread that out, and there you go. Get a little bit of water.
That's crazy.
Beta Sean, yeah, thank you so much, man. You take care. You take care. Yeah, we'll work hard to keep this up. I'm gonna just do this little corner, and then we'll be playing Carlos some magics. Carlos is one of the most dedicated members of Meriden Tech, and we appreciate his commitment. Oh, it's my mom. I'll call her back. Okay, so we were here. We were touching up here. But you see what I mean about the happy accidents, Carlos?
Yeah. Now the crazy part is getting the little details on the left. Like getting, you see these little dudes over here?
Yeah.
Getting those. I know.
Oh, you mean like this?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like how to get that replicated.
Yeah. So I'm trying to. Well, I'll just do it on here. Here's the previous one that I've done already. You can already see that took time. There's a technique to do it, and I'll show you what that technique is. It actually involves using a bigger brush, getting paint only ever so lightly applied to the tips of it, and kind of like just like dabbing it. Yeah. Not this dab, but like, but the other dab. All right. So then we come back to this. Make sure the focus is where it's supposed to be. That's about it. And then come back to the paint. So I can make it a little darker and then work back on this area here. And that'll blend here perfectly. So Carlos, are you happy with your black-white token since you've sort of switched up to that? I know it's a little tough to switch up styles.
It's difficult because it's one thing like it's one thing being able to play like one-on-one against friends and whatnot, but in a competitive setting I can't even win a game.
Oh, have you tried it in like competitive settings?
Yeah,
Where did you try it? Out of curiosity.
in Cool Stuff.
Oh, Cool Stuff Miami?
Yeah,
Last Thursday or what?
a couple Thursdays ago.
And then what happened? I'm afraid to ask.
Oh God, I played two weird like Esper. It's an Esper deck that's like kind of half control and half like reanimator. Where the goal of the deck is to basically stall your opponent out until you can reanimate Elish Norn, and then obviously you know what happens. I have no tokens. I have no board. They have an Elish Norn with 3/3 lingering souls.
That's very nice.
Tokens. Because they play lingering souls. So they stall you out.
I like that deck.
It's really crazy, and they use Burial Rites.
Unbarrel Rights. I haven't heard that card.
Yeah, and they basically give you a choice. They use, I think, Gifts Ungiven.
Oh, so it's like a storm card. Yeah.
It is, but they use it in the sense that, okay,
They can get stuff to your graveyard that'll activate what they're doing.
yeah, it's like, what do you want? Do you want me to A, put this Alshnorn and Burial Rites in the graveyard, and I'll still be able to flash it back anyways? B, leave it in my hand, and by this point of the game, I already have enough mana to cast Alshnorn anyways. So which one do you want? And they usually pick 2 lands too.
Sounds rough.
So it's like, if you give them land, they'll be able to cast it from their hand. If you put the lands like in the graveyard, then
Who played that deck? Out of curiosity, anybody I know?
No. I think there was 2 players there that had it, and I faced both of them back to back.
Oh.
So it's like that was
All right, we need a little refill of paint, but we can see some of the progress we're making here. I'll just adjust the focus a little bit.
I played against KCI. I got close, but they just humbled off. I had
Who's
no-
KSI again?
The Ironworks deck, the one that James had, where it's an artifact deck that basically goes infinite by feeding it into a card. That Ironworks card.
Got it. Hey, we got a question on the chat. Carlos, why don't you answer it?
What is your guys' favorite card? Edge Champion.
I hate you.
Edge Champion.
And your damn H champion too. Favorite card? Ooh, that's a hard one. That's a hard one. I don't know, Carlos. What's your favorite card? I mean, like, I don't want to give the obvious answer of like Brainstorm or Force of Will, like, but I kind of do. You know what? I think I have an answer. Parallax Tide.
Yeah?
Either Parallax Tide or Tinker.
Tinker. You seem to like Tinker.
Oh, I love Tinker ever so much. Tinker, of course, being my deck in Vintage. Alright, so where were we? We were... Here we go. Going to do some darker blue here. In fact, I could actually do it up here, probably. Just to focus slightly. There. See? And then that's a little light, so we just need some darker. And this is why, like, on a palette, I like to have some darker shades available immediately. Here, actually, is where the Winsor Newton comes into play. Because it's... Oh! See how that's like a nice deep blue?
yeah.
Yeah. So I can even have that at the corner, and then just, like, dip into it when I need a little bit of darker shade. And then, worst comes to worst, if you just need darker, you just use a little bit of black. Don't turn that off. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go with black. So my girlfriend taught me that apparently you just don't ever use black. You just use really dark shades of blue and stuff. Isn't that right, dear?
Yeah, designers are like, what? Black is great.
Well, I must be a designer because
Oh, really? Designers. They're like army of art.
the army of art. There you have it, people.
Perfect.
You hear that, guys? Don't join Industrial Design.
Tinker the Blight Steel. I wish I could see it. How do we
Doesn't sound like fun. At least, oh,
At
no,
least to play again.
no, we find ways to have fun. Isn't that right, Carlos?
Well, I mean, actually, it's the preferred method that I like, because if I see a Blightsteel, I have a chance. But if you go infinite turns, then there's nothing I can do about it.
That's right. So yeah, there's different strategies of winning, as you can imagine, but
Take and what's the other piece of it?
Jason Mind Sculptor can win the game.
Yeah, Jace can win the game.
Yeah, so the win conditions are attacking with Bob. I've definitely won with that. Or, of course, Tinker into Blightsteel. Or taking infinite turns well, not really infinite because you know you deck out, but taking many turns until you win the game with a time vault and
Time Bolt and Voltaic.
Voltaic Key. Oh shoot! Thank you guys for reminding me. I need to add Voltaic Servant.
What does he do? Is he?
Why don't you grab him? He's right there. He's the first card in that pile next to the Zendikar box. Because it's not on the card preview thingy either. Oops, sorry about the bump. He's the first card right next to the Zendikar box. No, left. There you go. Okay. I bought like 20 of them, so you can bring it over.
So he's another.
It's basically a Voltaic Key, yeah.
Yeah.
So why don't you read it out loud, what it does.
So at the beginning of your end step, untap target artifact, which is exactly what you need for the basically infinite turns.
That's right.
Huh.
He's built a deck and go infinite turn 1 Temple. Me too. You'll see it later. That Grixis Tinker can go off turn 1. But you need like a very specific hand. Like a couple of Moxen, Black Lotus. See, Carlos, I noticed that this color was matching up nicely here. So I just went ahead and came on this side. Yeah, exactly. Grixis Tinker. Man, I love that deck.
So basically, when you do an altar, it's kind of like improvise, do as you just kind of do as you go. You're like, okay, cool, I found this color.
Yeah, because these things are
Or-
just
or
too
is it
complex to
something-
do it otherwise. I mean, you try to do it in an organized way, and you keep it organized, but what ends up happening is, half the time you're like, oh shoot, I've seen that color before. I'm gonna need it later. So might as well fill in those spots now while I still have it on my brush. You know? And then you have to don't forget to like dip and clean every once in a while. Because before you know it, you're just accumulating, you know, paint, and then you're just painting in like shades of like some weird gray, and you don't want that either. And that's what I was starting to get towards right now. So, oop. We got a little paint on the canvas there. Whatever. On the playmat. Don't worry, guys. This is an old playmat, so it's okay. I'm okay with like getting some paint on it. Thanks to James, we've upgraded some of the playmats. Alright. And then that goes there.
It's
Needs
like
some-
a lighter.
Oh yeah, we're gonna try to do some of the highlights. Now I like to do the base color first, like, so you see these wave thingies here? So like I like to do the dark part first and then come up to like the highlight thingies, but if I have the right paint for those highlight thingies, might as well do it now. And right now I'm just seeing the little bit of yellow will help me complete that.
This is this color, so we'll work on it.
Yeah, my technique is very ADD friendly.
Oh, no, this matches. Let's go.
Okay. So it's okay. Needs more blue. That actually looks a lot like over here. What did you say, squirrel?
Yeah. It's basically you.
Hey, squirrel.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, matches here. Oh, matches here.
And even if it doesn't match there, you can see where there's potential for it to match. So like here, this yellow is different than that one. But watch. You start seeing a few steps ahead. So grab some white and blue, and then mix them together on this thing. They'll start. See?
Yep.
Slowly matching up. So just kind of think a few steps ahead. And then the color that I need to fix that, I think it's Thylacine green and primary blue.
Green.
Hey,
Okay,
look
yeah.
who it is. I has a deck. Do you know who that is?
Yep, the one and only.
David Hernandez.
The one and only.
Hello, David. Wish you were here. We're hoping you'd be here. Yeah, Carlos is my what we call primary assist in the surgery world. He's been helping me out with stuff. So I said I needed a primary. Oh, I need a Thylacine green. I think it's this one. Hooker's green. I think it's referring to a pool player. No, I need the thylacine green.
Is it like a lighter green?
It's like a more. It's the same as a primary blue. It's a more blendable green. For some reason, it just mixes better. It plays better with others, for like a better word. There it is. See?
You plan to put this guy in your.
Actually, phthalocyanin green. Sorry. Huh?
You plan to put this guy in your tinker
Vintage?
pack?
Oh yeah. I bought a playset of foil ones too, because he's
Nice.
not restricted. I tell you, show me how to whiteboarder. Oh yeah.
Oh God. Because you know what his plan is, right?
To whiteboarder like a deck or something.
Yes.
Good God, man. I don't know if I could let you do that. I don't know if I have it in me to see you do that mistake. Yeah, so David, we've got Jace, the deck builder here. Jace has helped me out, like, get some people to watch today and stuff, so please say hi to him. David, as we were saying earlier, everybody has a role at the Institute. David is the head of custodial studies, the director of custodial engineering, if you will. He's the head janitor at the Institute. His designation, not mine. Isn't that right, David? Carlos.
That's correct. He's the one and only.
Now a little bit of blue, and you start to see, Carlos, how this blue starts matching. See?
Yeah.
And you also have to be careful, even though there's a ton of paint on the brush itself, you can't let that much of it come onto the canvas, in this case the card, because then it starts getting thicker. And you want to avoid that as best as you can. Alright, and then we'll smooth out the transition a little bit later, but you can already start to see like how the colors are matching much better. See? And then you start to realize, wait a minute, this color looks familiar. That's over here. Especially up here. Squirrel, as he said.
Hey, David's letting us know there's two chats.
You can see two chats. Seriously? Oh, that's weird. But in a good way. So, yeah, I wonder how or why, but okay. I really don't know. I'll have to look into it because from our side, it's looking okay. What I'm gonna do is afterwards, I'll look at the footage. I'll look at the I'll export this to YouTube or something, and then, or I can just watch it on Twitch for that matter. But since I'm gonna end up exporting it to YouTube anyway, I'll watch it from there and see how it looks.
James.
Damn it, James. Exactly. So James, being the guy that wrote the software that supports the stream, we always blame him for whenever things go wrong. But hey, we also blame him when things go right.
Yes, of course.
Where I was like, oh, this is courtesy of James, or God damn it, James. So see, Carlos, by fortuitous happenstance, I was able to match the colors that were up here anyway. So I'm just, rather than letting the paint dry here or go to waste, I'm going to go ahead and just start laying down some base layer up here of this stuff. And see how I'm being very liberal with like how it arrives out here? It's fine because there's a natural edge that's created by the very pristine and more precise black edge that we made earlier.
Right.
So it's easier to clean up. He sent us a screenshot to the group chat. Check your phones. All right, let's check. Just taking a quick break to check the group chat. All right. P-Pop Gigglebush. Oh, that's not two chats though. That's just the overlay, isn't it?
Is maybe the background card causing conflict?
I wonder. Because I mean, there's a chat within the actual like stream or whatever, and then there's like the chat on the side of the stream. So I don't know if that's what it's referring to.
Oh.
I get, yeah, the wind capture. Here, we can just take that off, see if that does anything. Yeah, so maybe that's why. Maybe because he's referring to the chat that's like on the screen as a result of like, you know, me like using code to put it there, versus like how it would normally be just a separate window on the side on like a computer monitor, or like on your computer screen rather. Fucked up the angle a little bit. I can recover that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, what happens when you're like, oh, oops.
You just put a little bush there. Remember that secret that you said you would keep?
Ah.
There's a happy little bush. Happy little bush. Yeah, the card is there on underneath, just like sort of like a quick reference. But see, Carlos, now you can. Well, let's take the focus a little bit to make it clearer when it's up here. Yep. And so then, as we go back and fill in the blue with a more accurate one, we kind of start blending it in with this thingy. And then, here's an example of the finished, how it looks like when it's done. This is from the previous one. See? So you can already see how it's getting there.
Yeah.
But this takes a couple of different coats and what I call smoothing brush movements, where you just kind of like, you don't even add really paint, you just kind of like diffuse it, blur it out, if you will, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, because the one that's already finished, you can tell it's like, it's got the focus, little strokes here,
Exactly.
versus this one looks like it's in its beta stage.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly. Still heard nothing about that secret. Oh, we got a good one here. Exactly. Let me just show you, like when you want to like really get a good like fine edge. Can I get the white, please? Thank you. Again, we're using heavy body acrylic from Liquitex. Just put a little dollop there. This is like 15, 20 bucks. It's like worth it to buy that much, because like a little thingy is like $5, like 2 ounces of it. And see, Carlos, you take one of these little brushes. See how small that is?
Yeah.
And then
Oh, that's how you get that.
that's how you get
more
them.
focus.
Exactly. So then you get the, oh, excuse my hiccups. The colors that you want. See, and then here's what you have
That's the equivalent of
to. Exactly. And actually, if the more wet it is, well, I shouldn't say the more wet. There's a certain point where like it has to be like at least wet up until like this point, so it'll come out as sharp as. See? The other thing, I hold my breath when I do this, because even the action of breathing makes these movements much more exaggerated. And that could probably use a little more greenish tint. There we go. And then we get some white. Mix it with some blue. Roll it around so it's just very tight on the brush like that. And then you can come to these upper areas like up here. See?
Yeah. That's awesome.
It's hard. That's like, you literally have to. See?
Yep.
And that's, you just do this a few times and adjust the color selection a few times. And then before you know it, you'll complete out the movements, motion patterns. There you go.
Now, how do you feel about the market with the alternate cards?
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people like. Is it like a big market, or
Well, I mean,
is it like a very targeted market? Where people like,
it's like with most things, it's a niche market, right? Because some people would consider these damaged, which they're not wrong, but other people can like value the artist, and so it becomes like to a certain extent, Carlos, I think it becomes like the real art market. Because take Eric Klug for example. Like I have some, well, I don't have, I have on loan an Eric Klug altar that my friend paid like $200 for the alteration. By the way, the altar is on a moat, which is already a very expensive card. So in that sense, the name of the altarist, right, of the altar or whatever, is what gave it its value. It's why my friend was willing to pay 200 whatever bucks for it. If I were to do something of equal quality, I can't. But let's suppose it's something of equal quality, and tried to charge that much, like he wouldn't pay it. And it's the same thing, like as if you're trying to sell fine art, like in a museum, right? There's something to be said about recognition. It's like, oh, it's a Picasso. That's amazing. Or, oh, it looks like a Picasso, but it's not a Picasso, so I don't know if it's amazing.
yeah.
Right? So it's hard to judge something on its merits, especially in these like fine art commodity communities. And that's one of the things I'm finding is somewhat true. That being said, there's a reason these guys are very famous and very well known. But if you were to try to like make money off of this, like you're gonna starve.
I was just curious as to like how people react to altars once you do a lot of them.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, I would assume that like people like ask you, you know.
yeah. There's like, I guess the one word I would say is mixed, right? Because it just really, because there's a lot of innate bias that goes into like your perspective on these things. And I've noticed that a lot of people just really don't like altars. It's like, you know, they're usually the ones that collect the foil versions of cards or whatever. But then there's these other ones that like altars, and then finally there's the ones that like altars, but only if it's like certain people altering them. So it's just so variable. See? And then later we can go back and blend them in a little bit. Because the main color here that's really missing is like, blah. This like sky blue teal. So to get that, we can take something like this light blue
Give it some green.
and give it some green. That's right, Carlos, you're a natural. And let's give it some green. I think altars are cool. Thanks, my friend. I think so too. And like, yeah, I mean, the other thing too is you get better with time. I mean, making altars, you just get better with time. And it's a way of putting a unique statement on something so iconic as like maybe your favorite cards. Like, I think that's the reason that, what's his name, Christian Aguilar wanted me to edit these guys, because he loves his merfolk. And he wants to have like the most iconic, unique merfolks, because he considers himself a unique and iconic person, actually in a certain way, by virtue of his playing merfolk. So
Yeah, he is the merfolk player
yeah,
in our group.
all right, let me just make sure the focus
It's
is.
a very good one too.
Oh yeah, exactly. That's why when he loses, he gets very salty because he's not used to it. Also, because salt water, because merfolks.
Yeah.
Here we go. That's closer to this one. There we go. See that? Blend a little white here, make it a little lighter. What happened?
Thanks.
El paisano y affinity guy.
Yeah.
¿Qué onda, wey?
I have a feeling I know who just joined us.
Yeah, man, careful, because we're gonna call Ice. No te creas, güey. Todos aquí somos de la raza, cabrón. Bueno, este guatemalteco, ¿de dónde eres, cabrón? ¿Costarricense?
Tico guatemalteco.
Sí, que guatemalteco. Pura raza, este indio acá.
Yeah, it's well, half, yes. I mean, Guatemala and Mexico, they're neighbors. We're all fam.
Yeah, well, it used to be us until you decided to split.
Oh,
Yeah, of course. Fucking independence-minded bastard. I'm a hypocrite if I say that, but yeah. And then we get some blue to smoothen. And you have to get a little bit of water too, because it's starting to get dry. You can tell it gets dry, because it kind of creates like the snow look. Like, it's hard to describe, but like,
yeah.
there we go, just add some moisture. And watch this, You see this? That's what I'm gonna do. See? Sometimes your finger is your best instrument. Here. Cause see, this kind of just adds like the tint there. It's like editing tint by just applying a very thin layer of like a lighter non-opaque paint and then just kind of like brushing it off like that. See?
Yeah.
See what that does?
That's crazy.
Isn't that
That's
nice?
how you get that.
Yeah. But you can't have the paint too thick because then it'll cover up what's there before, and you can't have it too thin because it'll be watered down and it'll wash away the previously existing stuff there. That's a nice little balance that you have to get to. But see how much more realistic that's looking at, how much nicer that is?
Yeah. Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah. Oh.
It's like if you didn't show this like black part, it'd be very, very, very difficult to tell
That's right.
where the card ends.
Carlos, he's asking if we ever play Commander on stream.
We did once, I believe. Did we not?
Yeah.
I think we played,
Arch Enemy too.
Yes, Arch Enemy. That's what we did.
And then Commander Anthology or whatever.
Oh yeah, we did.
The one
That's-
right there, yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, exactly. So we
I
like
think
to.
it was John who gave me the one.
Oh my god, that's right.
And John, like salt, like in salt, he took you out with my own creatures,
Uh-huh.
and then it went back to me, so I untapped, and of course I'm on elves, so I
That's
just
exactly right.
swept whoever survived.
That's right. That's what happened.
Freely.
So guys, here you go. Oh, we're gonna switch to gameplay in a second, but I just want to show you guys the progress we've made. Now, we began with the root card, right, where there was just, we had to pacify this with some black paint, let it dry a little bit, and so I've been working on this one corner, trying to get this to like more natural looking continuation, and then what it's going to look like when I'm finally done with it is something like this.
Yep.
Or and you notice the different printings of the cards have different shades
Yeah, and
and different colors. So you can't. Because this is a common question I get. Christian, why don't you edit more than one at once? This is the reason why. Because like this one clearly has more blue, and this one clearly has like a more green tint, even though they're both printed from Lorwyn. So you can't always go off of that. Like look, compared to this one, completely different colors. See?
yeah,
So this one is much more like this printing. So
and each one requires its own little
exactly.
adjustments.
And you see how those look how nice and beautiful and smooth?
Yep.
That's what these are going to look like eventually. But you saw how much it took just to sort of get the base coat on there, and then later we can add this and smoothen up, and then we'll be done. But this needs to dry first, because to get this effect, you kind of have to have a little bit of a watered down opaque white, and then just kind of like rub it on a little bit like that. It's a little trick. And that creates this like cloudy effect. Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. So
Base step one.
exactly. And this is
Not
the one.
bad.
This is the one I did last time. Check it out, Carlos.
Yep. And that is interesting because not only do you have to get these like wavy effects, which must be extremely difficult because of the detail, you have to get these little dudes right there, the little tentacles.
Yeah.
That sounds like a pain.
Those tentacles you guys see here. Like, look, I want you to see the details. I want you guys to see these details. Let's see if we can get the focus really close up. And I can. Wow, that's amazing. Look at that. Try to imagine how tiny those suction cups are to like have to paint a gradient on them, right? Yeah, there you can see. There. Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at the size of like the ridges of my fingerprints, and then compare it to the relative size of that.
Yeah.
That was so hard. That took such precision work, and we actually have that on stream. So if you guys watch like the archived streams, you'll see us. You'll actually see where I did that. And then yeah, I mean the same thing applies elsewhere in terms of like the level of detail. This one did take quite a while to do. And even in those little areas where you might see there's like in certain angles a color discrepancy, it's only because of the angle. Because you see at other angles, it looks perfect.
Right.
So what's going to happen is I apply varnish to them, and then afterwards it flattens out, and all those color things disappear. In fact, Carlos, would you be so kind as to grab me my Winsor & Newton silver canned varnish? It's on the second to bottom shelf on that thing, and I'll show you guys what it is in case any of you guys do alters. Yeah, it should be behind that. And then, yeah, the one I did today was this one. Yeah, the varnish. Winsor Newton matte varnish. Yeah, believe it or not, the Liquitex one is not very good. I don't like it.
Here we are.
So my assistant here, Carlos, thank you, sir, has brought me this. So if I had to recommend only one varnish to use, it's this one. You have to apply it from a distance, maybe like what, 3 feet, 5 feet? No, that's not true. 3 feet, 2 feet. And just kind of like have this like back and forth motion when you apply it, and just do it like maybe at the most once or twice back and forth, and then you'll get like a perfect coat, and then it'll work out. And yeah, this one doesn't have the coat on it, and can you see with the glare? You can actually see where the brush strokes were.
Yeah. Yep.
But the crazy thing is, once you apply the varnish, that disappears. So it's going to look exactly like this. So now, oh, Jason Deck Builder likes to build decks. So why don't you guys chat about that a little bit while we switch up the camera and get ready for some gameplay. So we'll be right back. I'll put a little be right back video and images.
Yeah,
You guys-
David is brewmaster.
Yeah.
David stays brewing.
Exactly. While we set up, David, why don't you lead the chat into talking about the deck you're thinking of taking to or making at GP Orlando. And with that, we'll be right back, guys. Not bad for having just completely guessed the placement.
Yeah, right?
All right. So just give me a second, guys. I'll change the focus and get everything fixed up. There we go. Wow, that's actually really nice. All right, let me get the live camera. So for live cameras, we like to use an utility. Yep. Alright guys, so what format does everybody want to see? We've got modern, legacy, and vintage. I'll be grabbing my deck box while you guys voice your preference. Of course. Of course. What do you think, Carlos? What do you think was requested?
I'm gonna go with vintage.
Yes, exactly. So we're gonna start off with vintage. Now, I'll have you know, Carlos plays vintage like a baller with a modern deck, while I play with my vintage deck, and he often pulls games.
I beat vintage Dredge.
That's right.
Oh, that guy was surprised when he saw Affinity across the table.
Well, because you had modern affinity before Mishra's Workshops.
Yeah.
Guys, you're gonna just hear a couple of audio blips while we switch up the microphone setup. Give this a second. Carlos, why don't you go ahead and grab your headset? 1 second, guy.
I think the coolest part about these guys is the LEDs.
Yeah, in order to make that happen, I need some help. There you go. Yeah, lots of cables on here, but we'll get it cleaned up in a second. There we go. And then we plug these two guys into here. And we're ready to go. Now, Carlos, why don't you help me
Put it under?
run that? Yeah, run that under. Or
Invincible.
see if I can put it here. Yeah, just tuck it underneath the mat. There you go. That's fine. Okay. So vintage is what the people want. Vintage is what the people shall get. So we didn't destroy my beautiful table. Carlos, let's roll those foam die.
Alright.
$11. Damn, boy. To roll them, not like kick my butt.
3.
I can't win.
9.
No, it's 3 and 3. I wish it was 9, but no, it's 3 and 3. All right, so you're on the play.
Yeah, I'll take the play because I'm gonna need it.
Yeah. Fair. You're not wrong. Let me just see what pieces are missing, if any.
Have you have the new dragon shields, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which ones do you like better?
You know, I kind of really like the art dragon shields, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if I want to say I like them better, but I like them a lot. That said, I also really like how these red matte ones, how they feel.
It's
Sorry
like
guys, I'm
the-
gonna turn off the commentator cam since technically I'm not commentating. So, there we go.
It's like the Dragon Shield's answer to the Eclipse. Because the Eclipses were such a hit.
Yeah, I love them. I really, really do. I just don't like how they get grimy.
Yeah, you have
Might
to clean them. You have to clean them.
Yeah. I think my 4 forces are in here. Yeah, I think it's complete. Well, the only way of knowing is Pile Shuffle, but... So I think you guys already saw there how it's coming along. So let's just adjust the deck names in the bottom. So we're going to have... Carlos, put your hand on the mat. Okay, so
On
you're on
this?
the left. There you go. So Carlos is going to be on Affinity. And then that's me, Christian, is going to be on Grixis Tinker. And format is vintage.
The DCs are actually the ones that I took to the Grand Prix in Vegas.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Changed them out that same day. I actually like this color.
Actually, for the purposes of them watching what's in the deck, I'll do it up face up. What was that?
I love this color.
I like it too. It reminds me of Merfolk.
The same kind of tone-ish.
$24, 26, 27, 8, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 44, 45, 46, 47, 58, 9, 51, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58. What are the 2 cards missing? I bet you anything that the Bobs. No, the Bobs are there.
Think the fetches.
No, the fetches, I worked it out so I don't have to switch them out. What did I have taken out of here? The Force of Wills are there, I checked.
The Jaces.
No, I have more than enough to play around different decks. Is that a real Black Lotus? No, unfortunately no. Just a very good proxy. The good news is I can actually afford a Black Lotus, like literally right now. Like I could just go out and buy one today. Would that be a smart decision on my part? Absolutely not.
Absolutely right.
Shut up. Damn it, Carlos, you're bad influence. Bad influence and bad friend. I will pick one up. I just don't know when. Yeah, I'll just have to think about... So I'm going to play 58 cards right now just because I just swear I don't know which of the 2 that are missing. And I'll think about it.
What about the dual lands?
Dual lands are all accounted for. Wastelands.
There you go.
Wastelands. That's what's missing. And guess who just bought 4?
You?
Yeah. I think there's 2 wastelands in the main deck. That if there's 0 wastelands now, that's what's missing.
Which can be found in your Grixis Delver.
Well, actually, I just bought a couple from what's his name, Kevin. So can you count how many cards there are for me? Well, I take out the
Wastelands?
the wastelands. Yeah. If I can remember where I put them.
1, 2, 3.
Spider Hawk. No, that's not wasteland. In here, no. Next, in here, no. Next, what deck is this? Oh,
58.
Grixis Delver. Huh? 58? Yeah, so it's 2 wastelands. In here, perhaps?
Is that BNT?
This one is Burn. But yeah, what do you know? Here they are. 4 wastelands. So we'll take 2. Because when I dealt with Kevin, I just needed somewhere to put them. So I just stuffed them in a hurry in my Burn deck. It's not just these red sleeves. There's one. I'll just borrow it. Just grab the page.
Oh, another altar.
Huh? Oh yeah, actually, it's one of my. I consider one of my best altars. It's a Van Gogh style altar. It's one of the Starry Nights, not the Starry Night that everybody knows, but it's a classic nonetheless, and it's not easy to do, especially while maintaining a relatively flat sort of. Well, basically, yeah, maintaining it flat because that car, Van Gogh, if you've ever seen his paintings in real life, like come off like a couple of inches off the canvas because of how thick his strokes were. So you want to avoid that in magic cards because then there's less chance of judge will allow to be used. Here we go. Now the deck is complete. Let's do this. But yeah, I do plan to purchase all the Power 9 by the end of this academic year. At least the unlimited forms.
Nah, it's a couple months.
Because I mean, also debating getting a new car or moving to a bigger apartment. So, I got a huge salary raise, and I'm getting a bigger one next year. So I'm trying to be responsible with my spending. All right, here we go. All right, so we're determining who's going first. So go ahead. Sweetheart, how's your beer? Awesome. And that was me talking to my girlfriend, not to Carlos.
Oh,
That's a huge goal. I can't afford a fetch land. Yeah, no, I mean, like, I couldn't either for a while. I mean, so I'm a physician, and I basically had to spend 14 years after high school, 15 years actually, specializing going to school before I could get to the point where I am now, where I can, budget for them. I still can't afford them all today. Well, some of them, but like I said, the only appropriate way to do this is responsibly.
I'm gonna keep.
So on the blind, question is, would I keep this? Probably. Go ahead.
So Mem Knight.
Yeah, resolves.
Signal pass.
Resolves.
Pass.
Untap, upkeep, draw. I'll fetch, go 19.
Alright, 19 more turns, boys.
Where you get their boys? Or what's that stupid thing you guys do?
Yeah.
Carlos, your cards are glaring. Maybe pull them back a bit. And maybe a little to the left. There you go. There you go. Then go ahead.
Cranial plating.
Force.
Yep. Combat.
Before combat, tap 1. I'll bolt the signal pest.
Swing for 1. Go ahead.
17. All right. I don't really have much I can do. Fetch, go to 16. Grab Underground 2. I tried to get them into EDH. I am the EDH nerd of the MIT crew. Damn straight he is. David, aka P-Pop Gigglebush, is our master of EDH.
Master of the 100
Singleton.
singleton format.
A singleton,
And
not
60
for
card
a
singleton.
simpleton.
And 60 card.
Yes, he's very good at 60 card magic too. Alright, my friend. Your thing is glaring.
Ah.
Perfect. Now, time walk.
Take another turn.
Untap, upkeep, draw. I'll strip mine the Ink Moth
Oh, that's not nice.
and pass. David actually prefers 40 card over 60 cards. And that's old school. There was a while where 40 card was considered legal for constructed. Vault Scourge?
Yep.
Fine.
Combat.
Yep.
1.
15.
Go ahead.
Yep. Mox Ruby.
Yep.
40 cards, 16, 17 lands, that's Bay. Oh! I think they're referring to Limited.
Limited.
Yeah, I forgot. Limited's a thing. It's Johnny. Hi, Johnny. Go ahead, bro.
Untap. Draw. Steel Overseer.
The only true format. Why, Carlos? Why?
Oh, it resolves. Combat.
Because it costs 2, yeah. Okay, combat.
2.
In response, declaring attackers. Snapcaster. Targeting Lightning Bolt. Lightning Bolt the flyer. Then I'll block the Mem Knight.
Yep. So they trade.
Yep.
And it's your go.
Oh, Johnny really likes how the stream looks. Yeah, well, guess what, guys? Snapball Classic, yeah. We're gonna have new background art. Thanks to my lovely girlfriend. I've actually commissioned her to design the new background. So, yeah. So right now, let me show you guys real quick. We're just borrowing somebody else's background right now. But that'll be replaced with an original piece by my girlfriend. So it's my turn. Yeah, I gotta do this before you know something's saying this on the background.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Edge champion.
God dang it. Where's my Diabolic Edict? Dang it. Go.
Oh boy. You know what that means?
I just shouldn't have kept the first turn. I should have waited for a first turn one hand. Oh no, it's 2 now.
It's 2.
Dang it. Wanna attack with 1?
Yep.
You don't want to hang back?
Go ahead.
Not like this, Carlos. Not like this. I'll get rid of Blink Moth. Go.
Okay.
Really?
If you didn't think you were gonna get rid of him, now you're definitely not getting rid of him.
I wish I had a Toxic Deluge main deck, but I do not. 5.
5. Go ahead.
Alright. Well, hopefully this will get me something. Ancestral Recall.
Yep.
1, 2, 3. Well, I'll play a land for the turn first of all. Go 7. There you go. I can still win. Heal Spellbomb.
Yep.
I'll tap it, exile, sacrifice to exile all cards in your graveyard, and then I'll tap 1 black when it hits the graveyard so I can draw a card.
Yeah.
Tap 1, we'll take a key.
Yeah.
Go. Come on, Time Vault.
Mox.
Yep.
5.
But 2. Where's your galvanic blast now, boy?
Not in my hand.
Oh, come on, come on. Alright. Since it's top,
Yeah.
activate, look at the top 3. 1, 2. Not like this. It's useless. And then, what do I have in my hand? You won. I can cover. You got it. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is a modern deck, legitimately beating a vintage deck. So just because the deck is modern, vintage, or legacy, doesn't necessarily predict the outcome. Because especially when cards or decks aren't necessarily designed to play against each other,
Yeah.
anything can happen. So I'll play first this time with Carlos.
Okie doke.
You go, sir. Alright.
Where'd you get this music for the stream?
You know, if you just look on YouTube for no copyright music
Mm-hmm.
and like NCS, no copyright sounds, there's like these playlists. And so there's some that are like 1 hour of music on one video. So I have software that rips videos from YouTube. It's also capable of just ripping the audio track. So that's what I did. Kind of a similar hand to last time. And we also saw how well that worked out. So I'm gonna mulligan.
I'll keep.
Against like a mid-range-ish or other grindy deck, I would have kept the hand, but knowing how aggressive you come out, no thank you.
What do you mean? I'm fair and balanced.
You're as fair and balanced as MSNBC, boy.
That's funny.
Like, what's the name of that guy that has that show? Very feminine, has that short hair. Maureen Dowd?
Mm.
I don't know, who knows? Anyway, yeah, so let's see if my luck is better this time. So it's educational. I went 4-1 today against Affinity with Eldrazi Tron. Yeah, you still have friends. I hear a lot of people get salty against Eldrazi Tron and Tron players in general.
That's true.
Like
Mr.
Xander.
Yeah.
What are our good friends, please?
Our
Tron.
resident top deck god.
Yes, that's him. Congratulations, by the way.
4-1 against Affinity?
Yeah,
That's
With Eldrazi Tron.
awesome.
yeah.
Because
6.
usually
Keep and scribe.
usually Affinity just kind of just gets over them.
Oh, actually, it's not gonna matter. But I'll just put it on the bottom. So I'm playing first, right?
Right, which means you have a fetch, yeah? There
Yeah.
you
19. I've taught you well, Carlos. And you've learned well on your own, too. So you like this music, right?
go. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it
That's
too.
what I was asking, okay. And this is also playing on the stream, right?
This is playing live on the stream, yeah.
Awesome.
Exactly. Oh, we got up to 9 viewers. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you guys. Just having some fun.
Yeah, brought to
this
you
is-
by the king of beers.
This is
Will train ourselves to become the king of magic with the help of the king of beer. Sponsorship would be appreciated.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Playing Magic as it is intended.
I feel like I'm a real planeswalker now. Yes, anyway. Yeah, somebody laced that or something. Probably. Kidding. Mox Pearl.
Yep.
Then Jace Vryn's Prodigy.
Okay.
And go.
Not too bad. Could be worse.
Oblivion Stone and Pithing Needles for the win.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Affinity is really annoying and his experience is hard to beat. Just unmuted, y'all. Anything I should have heard. Nothing. David.
That's funny. Mox Opal.
Yep.
Memnite.
Yep.
Bolt Scourge.
Yeah.
Bolt Scourge is good.
Yeah, it's good. No, it's bad, but
Well,
I allow it.
Bolt Scourge.
Look at. This is why we can't have nice things, girls.
Go ahead.
I'm turning that up. I can't even play that. Activate Jace.
Sure.
Draw one card. Discard a card. Can't even play that either. Discard Mental Misstep. Go ahead. You love how they don't see his passive trolls. Ha.
Memnite. So land for turn. Memnite. Combat. 3.
I'll kill one of the life linkers.
Yep.
I'll take 2, you gain 1.
I champion.
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
no. Piss off. No.
Go ahead.
Tap. Draw. Activate Jace, draw a card, discard a card, triggers, get shuffled back in.
Yeah.
But actually, does it ever actually hit the graveyard? No, it doesn't. Because if it would have been put into a graveyard
Instead.
instead, yeah.
Okay, so it never actually.
It's in
touches.
Spanish, but we can read Spanish.
Yeah, of course.
So sadly, Jace
It
doesn't
doesn't
flip.
Okay, that's good.
Flip it. It stays stacked. Here you go. Can't play anything else. Go ahead.
Combat. 4.
Yeah, I'm 12.
Arcana Ravager.
Yep. I hate that card so much.
It's a great card. Go ahead.
Let's try this again. Draw.
Yep.
Discard.
Oh.
5 flips. So, let's see, can I get a die?
Now, do you want to be fancy with these foam dies or these like dark dies?
Oh, this one works.
Yeah, I think these look nice. How do they look on stream?
They look great. So, I'll go down to 2. so that I can cast Lightning Bolt.
Yep.
Cast it in Arcbound.
Um.
Exile Lightning Bolt.
Yeah, it does. When it hits, I will transfer it to Vault Scourge.
Yep. Then land for turn. Tolarian Academy. And pass. So now we're seeing what Carlos is going to do. He's clearly doing some maths. So he must have an Arcbound in hand.
Correct.
Academy's Bandit Commander, yes, rightfully so. Very rightfully so. Damn you, sir.
Resolves.
Yeah, I'll resolve something. Uh-huh.
5.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll take it.
Go ahead.
Uh-huh. Draw. Finally. 6. Maybe too late to do this, but let's try it.
I don't know. I think the deck that kind of like might suit you other than black-white tokens actually might be Mardu Pyromancer.
Oh. Yeah? For modern you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that assessment.
You mentioned it feels a lot like Grixis Delver, which is a deck that you've played on multiple occasions.
That's right. This is not easy. So 1, 2, 3, 4 mana available there. I need another mana that I don't have. This can't help me towards that regard. So I'll +1 him, which is the only option I have, and give -2, -0 for the Vault Scourge until my next turn.
Okay.
So -2. Then, oh, I feel, excuse me. Step 2. Demonic Tutor.
Yep.
What the hell do I get? No, because then I can't play that. Oh. The answer is so obvious. Exactly. My girlfriend realizes that too.
Sure.
No, you just coincidentally laughed at the same time.
Like, smiles knowingly, nods.
Mm.
Yes.
Can't believe I didn't see this last time. Go ahead. I completely forgot that I had this in my main deck. So what's gonna be, Carlos?
Red. Well, actually. Yeah, red. Well,
Galvanic Blast, really?
no. Combat.
Okay.
Swing.
Anybody going at Jace or is everybody at me?
Everybody's at you. Because basically whatever happens, one of these guys is going to be lethal.
So,
1, 2,
no
3,
blockers
4.
before damage. Any fast effects?
I'll float, I don't know, red.
Uh-huh.
That's 2. And I'll sack him.
Uh-huh.
So that's lethal.
In response before damage.
Yep.
Tap for 1, 2. Hercules Recall.
You see, I anticipated that. Because check this out.
Uh-huh.
Memnite. Knocks open.
Uh-huh.
Land for turn. Go ahead.
Okay. Untap, upkeep, drop. Artifact, Mox Emerald, Mox Pearl. I think I have game. Let me just give me a second to think about this. No, I have to wait for it. So I do that. And I bring back this. Then that's 2. Brings that back, but also let me do that next turn. Only if I have 4, but I won't have 4. I only have 3. There's like 3 lines, and I know there's a good line. That's probably not one of those 3, or some combination of them. So I really don't know which is the right one to take. But for now, I'm going to pass the turn. Actually, after I first knows the language I use there. After I have first +1 to Jays to give one of the Memnites -2, -0.
Okay. Land for turn.
Yo.
Combat.
Yep.
Swing out.
In response, declare attackers. Snapcaster.
Oh no!
So it's 2 blue mana. Then what I'll do is I'll use one of the blue and 1 white for the casting cost, naming Hercules Recall, use one of the blue and this one to cast it again.
Oh.
And then he stays in play.
So let's see what we can cast. This. Go ahead.
Alright. Untap, upkeep, drop. Oh, that's cute. Alright, so let's do this. Mox. Mm. Oh, you. How come you didn't play the Arcbound?
Because I already played Land for Turn.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
I didn't see that one coming. That's the only reason I am in this position right now.
Yeah.
Completely forgot about Snapcaster.
So -3.
Yep.
Demonic Tutor. Underground Sea and Mux Emerald. Cast it. This is the card, goes to my hand. There you go. Thank you. Then tap for 2 blue, 1 generic, Tinker,
Yeah.
sacrificing Mox Emerald. See, for all those people that think that Vintage is like a turn 1 game, it's not.
Okay, so I have to kill you next turn. Gotcha.
You could try. You will try. Then
We'll see if I can get there. I might.
go ahead.
Oh yeah.
Galvanic Blast.
Yep. We got there, boys.
Yep, Blightsteel.
Ravager.
Mm-hmm.
So we go with combat.
Mm-hmm.
Sunichu.
Block both. You forgot I had 2 creatures, didn't you?
I did.
That's what I thought.
Okay. Mistakes were made.
Yeah.
Clear mistakes were made. So
Don't worry, I don't think your girlfriend is watching.
oh god, this is terrible. How did I?
Yeah,
How did I forget about the two snap? About the
it was
Snapcaster
right in
range?
front of you. I even clarified the position of the cards on the table so as not to mislead you, my friend.
No, I know. It's just like I can't believe I missed the twice. Twice I messed up with this Snapcaster range. That was a terrible attack.
So guys, if you have advice for Carlos, now's the time to give it.
Oh god,
I don't
and
mind.
I put the wrong land too. Oh, this is god awful. Okay.
That's how you have like 2 burn spells in your hand.
No, I had okay. So what I should have done is instead of the Dark Steel, thinking that I was gonna have game, I should have put down the Blink Moth. Because
Then you had a creature.
Hmm?
Then you would have had a creature.
then I would have had a creature to put said counters. Now that I messed up to course correct, right?
You can
So-
sacrifice a creature for the damage still.
right. So I would do this,
Okay.
and these guys would get 3, right?
Thanks, Chase. Uh-huh.
And now next turn when you're attacking with the Blight Steel, I have a Blink Moth.
Oh, just play it out. Let's play it out.
So-
See what happens. So you do that, right?
Right.
So these guys live.
This is
For
what
damage.
happens. What I would have done.
Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. This is all for fun anyway.
What the the original play that I should have done?
No, what you're going to do. You made the mistake. Just play it through now.
Okay.
Try to recover.
So shoot. Let's see if I can.
Remember, it's all fun and games, so we're here to learn. So he's at 3 if you sacrifice those 2.
Yeah.
There you go.
So let's do that. He's at 3.
Second main.
I'll Galvanic Blast you.
That's fine. 4?
Yeah, go ahead. So now a Galvanic Blast gets me the game.
Tap, upkeep. Drop. Volcanic. Is there anything here that's useful? Yeah, I could try that. So what would I get? If I got $1 for all my misplays, I could get a Black Lotus. Exactly. Okay, let's do it this way. Tap for 2 blue. Tap for 1 black. Hey, listen! Yawgmoth's Will.
Oh.
Then I'll play the Mox Emerald. Almost well as exiled. Then, did I play a land this turn?
Yeah.
The Volcanic?
Yeah, I think
I
so.
honestly don't remember. It's fine. I'll pretend I did, in case I did. Then. Then I'll tap 1, 2, and 3. And I'll flashback Tinker. Sacrificing Mox Emerald. What's a good artifact to help me out right now? And I could just hope I top deck the Time Vault. I'm just making sure it's in the deck, Carlos, because stranger things have happened. There it is. Okay, good. So it is in the deck. So I'll grab a Voltaic Key, comes into play.
Yep.
Attack for 11.
Block. Which means what, 9 or 8?
Yeah, 8
8
poison
poison.
counters. And then you don't have any creatures in play right now, right?
Nope.
So I'll +1 him. And then go.
So basically, a burn spell gets me the game. That's
Yeah.
pretty much it.
Oh, the Voltaic Key. It costs 1 to play. Tap 1 and tap it to untap target artifact.
Nope, I drew land.
Yeah. And if you had...
Oh!
Oh! Awful. That was a good game.
That was a gross misplay. If I would have just put the Blink Moth in play,
Uh-huh.
I would have had a chance.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, especially at this level of, like, card strength. One play makes all the difference.
Yeah. The wrong
Judge!
land. The wrong land, ladies and gentlemen, cost me.
Oh, why are you looking at a top deck? Judge. Exactly. Alright, so... Carlos, that was very good. You want to try different decks?
Yeah, whatever you want to throw at me.
Well, you lost, so we're even on games. But since you lost the most recent one, you get to say what format.
What would people want to watch most?
So Secret Smoothie says play Commander, boys.
Oh my god. Johnny. Is that Johnny?
Why? If you want. I'm not gonna enjoy myself, but I'll do it.
Niet.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So, it would be more fun if we had like
Like an actual group?
4 people.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we actually do. Like if you remember, like when John came over and
Yeah,
it was you.
yeah.
Who was the 4th person?
It was...
You, me, John, and
I forgot who the other person was. Man. Was it Mike?
yeah, it had to be Mike. Yeah, it had to
Yeah.
be Mike. Yeah. So like it's just we really like it as a multiplayer format. How about we do this? Let's play another format of our choosing. Then after that we roll. And if we lose, then the audience chooses, and if we win, you choose.
Okay.
All right. So this next one is just to balance out the vintage we just did. Carlos has to choose legacy or modern.
I'll choose Legacy.
Okay, perfect. Now, do you want to keep that same deck or do you want to borrow a deck?
Yeah, I'll play this.
You play with that deck? Sounds good. I don't know James the Minesweeper. Do you know that card? Carlos?
James the Minesweeper?
Yeah. Unless they mean the Mind Sculptor. Or is James the Minesweeper like a joke? I really, honestly, like legitimately, I'm not sure. But here, let's,
The, James the Mind Sculptor is the Pokemon of Legacy.
I do love puns, but like, that's more wordplay than pun. Like, if you were to say I'm a glutton for punishment,
Oh god.
that would be appropriate, right? But I'll punt that one to somebody else in the chat. It's a joke. Clearly, I'm like Michelangelo's David because I've just been mind sculpted. Johnny's like, okay, never mind. This is where I close the stream. Later, boys. Johnny. Come on, Johnny. You're my pride mage.
Yeah.
Get it? Come on, Johnny. You're my pride mage. Yes, exactly. Who's little waffle copter?
I don't know.
Is it Aguilar? No, it can't be.
There's also some cards for Modern too.
Are there?
Yeah.
Oh, you're getting it? Are people like group chatting us?
Go to the what standard?
Oh. Alright, yeah, let's roll. And let's also throw the die. Get it? 6, okay. $10. I'll play
More
first.
than 8.
Got that right. Are you just foaming at the mouth?
Yeah.
Secret Smoothie just subscribed. Hey, let's applaud that. Rafi, let's applaud.
Yay!
Thank you so much. We really appreciate that. All right. Sub for Commander. God damn it. Okay, fine. We'll do Commander next. That's like That's decided. So I'm on the play, and Carlos, are you keeping or not?
I'll keep.
Me too.
Then
Okay.
God.
Vial.
Yep.
Go. Clutch. First turn legacy.
Link Moth.
Yeah, Johnny's a good kid.
Put 18. Go ahead.
Untap. Upkeep. Draw. You get another die. Then Cavern of Souls naming human.
Yep.
The music. Thalia,
Sure.
go. Get him, Roboto. They're cheering for you. They're cheering for him. I'm cheering for him. They're holding up love. Awesome.
It costs one more. Huh.
That blanket makes a lot of difference, right?
Okay. That's fine.
What was that? Oh, yes, that was a blanket statement. Oh my god.
Steel Overseer.
You know, here was just trying to comfort her.
Stop it.
Oh
Before-
shit.
Stop it before Johnny leaves.
That's true.
So, tap
Get
one
out of
for
duvet. Get it, duvet.
tap one for Mox Opal. Tap 2 for Steel Overseer. Swing
Wait,
for
wait,
1.
you're doing what exactly?
Tap 1 for Mox Opal.
Yes, good.
2 for Steel Overseer.
Alright.
1.
Okay, 19.
19. Go ahead.
Untap. Keep. Let's do 2. Draw. Life return.
Yep.
Then into combat. Swing for 2.
Yep.
Then pass, and then during your upkeep, I'll tap down the light steel.
This one?
I'm sorry, the
Blink Moth or
blink moth. Those are the B. There you go,
Alright.
blink moth. Thank you.
Blink Moth.
Now, of course, you're responsive by just playing another one. Fine. Fight.
Mm,
Just subscribe to my YouTube. Hey, thank you so much. Yeah, yeah. A lot of the streams that we do here go to YouTube right after, so.
combat.
Alright.
Like this.
Response.
Yep.
Tap. Flash in Sarah Avenger. And I'll block the Volt Scourge.
Animate. Animate.
Mm-hmm.
Give everybody a +1.
Sure.
So the Volt Scourge does not trigger this dude. It dies.
You gain 2 still.
I gain 2.
Uh-huh.
And you take 1.
It would seem so.
Go ahead.
Untap. Upkeep goes to 3. Then draw. Mhm.
Is it easier for you to see like one representing everybody gets a one, or
I mean, ideally, I'd like everybody to get a 1, just because, like, whatever. But at the same time, for the simplicity's sake, it might be easier to just do that way. I mean, I have more than enough die around here. Whatever, it's not like it's do or die, so.
oh god,
Alright, so moving to combat.
yep.
You have 1 untapped creature, right?
I have one untapped creature.
So
Do you have another extra foam? The big foam dude? Oh, you have like a
We can
billion.
grab the wood one. Oh, the short answer is yes. Give me a second.
Okay.
One more.
Pretty good reflexes.
I'd say so. Now, yeah, I'll swing for 5.
Yep.
Then, hold up, second main. Let me just read this real quick.
Or TFC.
Yeah, there's no way I can avoid that. So it's quite useless. Tap 1 for Mother Runes.
Yep.
Pass, and then during your upkeep, I'll tap down. If I do Steal Over, so you're just gonna activate it. It's gonna activate anyway. So let's get the land. Well, I can't do the Steal Over, so it's not land. I'll get the Blink Buff
Okay.
and your upkeep, and then that's it.
Now animate this one.
Uh-huh.
Combat.
Uh-huh.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Because you know what my deck is capable
There's a Violon 3. I don't like it.
of.
It's just chilling there,
It's
looking
a
all
vile
sketchy.
card, yeah.
Alright, I mean, I guess we gotta do it. Make this.
Okay, so in response to declare attackers,
Yep.
let's force it. I'll play Flicker Wisp and get the Seal Overs here. In response, you're gonna tap it, give everything that, yeah.
That's Mantis.
And then that was declare attackers, then declare blockers,
Yep.
and that one can only be blocked by flying creatures.
Correct.
And right now it is a 2 what? 2/3?
Yeah, it's a 2/3.
And that one is a 2/3 as well?
No, this is a 2/4 because he's got an extra.
Oh, okay.
Oh wait, no, Battle Cry. Everybody gets
Every
Plus
other?
one. Every other attacking creature.
So he's still a 2/3.
He's still a 2/3
But that's attacking for 3, and that's attacking for 3.
for 4. Because it's the
Oh, sorry, it's a
1/1.
4/3.
Yeah.
So I'll block the 4/3,
Yep.
and I'll block the 2/3. So these trade. She lives. He dies.
Yep. Then final damage 3. Then
Whenever you end the turn, he's going to come in untapped. There you go. So then that means it's my turn. Untap. Upkeep. Keep it on 3. Draw. It's a 1/1, huh?
now it is.
That's right, it is. Then I'll swing for 5, 6.
Yep.
Second main. Actually, that's fine. I'll pass, and then during your upkeep, I'll tap down Blink Moth. The B Link Moth. Well, I'll be seeing you guys at GP Orlando. It's a 60% chance I'll be going. Blink Moth.
This is done.
Because my girlfriend has plans all weekend, and as much as I'd like to spend time with her, if she's gonna be busy, I can go for a day. So, yeah, I just need to figure out hotels and stuff. I'll probably be doing side events, and maybe buying a duel or two. What?
You're dumping out
What?
champion. Combat.
This is not acceptable, Carlos. Fine,
Combat's
go ahead.
good.
Combat, it's fine.
We go for 2.
Okay, fine. So I take 3. No, 2. 3 now. There
Yeah,
you go.
3. Yep. Go ahead.
Untap. Upkeep stays there. Drop. That's silly. They have old school formats. Yes, that would convince me on which day to go. Yes, I do have my old school 93-94 deck. Swing for 3 in the air.
Yeah.
Pass. During upkeep, I'll tap down the Blink Moth.
The blink flash. Okay.
Oh, they don't. Never mind. I mean, if they have Legacy, I mean, they will, but like on which days, you know?
Combat.
Yo.
3.
Oh, seriously? They have it all 30 days, 3 times a day on demand? Is that Legacy or Old School? It sounds like Legacy. Okay.
You've gotta know that this ain't living.
Anything else?
We could run.
Legacy, yeah, it makes sense.
Go ahead.
Alright. Untap. Upkeep. Draw.
You've gotta know nothing lasts forever.
Let me think. Tap a white. shoot, I'll die. Or will I? I'm too lazy to do the math, so I'm just gonna try it. I'll Path to Exile the Ornithopter.
Yeah.
I can't believe myself. I never thought
The land comes in.
be out,
Tapped.
Tapped.
but it's not.
Look at you sounding like a legacy player. Oh, what does that card do? Comes in tapped.
I can push it back down if I
It matters.
I understand. If it didn't bring it in tapped, I would not have played it.
Yeah.
Mhm. Then, swing for 3.
Yep, the blocks.
Actually, stay alive. One more turn. Go.
Animate. Bump up the team.
left to lose if we
Wolf at the Mountain. Yeah, Carlos, that's a nice mountain. I wonder how you procured that.
No idea. I just kind of found it on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
See, this is what happens when you're nice to me. You get nice things. Yeah, and then I let you borrow nice things when you're going to places like GP's.
Oh yeah. Half of this deck is Doc's foil stuff. That foil Dark Seal for a mountain. There was the promo Vault Scourges that you see around there. There was one here. Okay. So I think we just go with I found.
Ah,
Yeah. The
alright. That's game 1. I'll play first for game 2. So, Carlos, as we're finishing up this round, what do you think of and we're main decking still. What commander deck would you be interested in playing with? Since I have so many precons.
We can play a game just for our viewer. I want to play the free lease deck.
Okay. Do you want to do it now?
Hmm?
Or do you want to finish this round?
Yeah, we can do it now actually.
All right, yeah, whatever you want. Because I mean, I don't have to go into work early, so it's up to you. So if you want to, of course, if you want to use the Freylease deck, you have to get it. Which you know what that means, right?
No.
You have to take all that crap off of the Commander Arsenal box. Or the Commander Anthology box.
Where is it?
You see that big box?
Oh.
It says Magic the Gathering? Yeah. So just think about that.
Okay, so what other decks do you have?
Why don't you grab those 4 boxes on top, those Ultra Pro boxes, and bring them down?
Those are all commander decks?
Yeah. I have like 20 or 30 commander decks, like not exaggerating. I just don't play the format. Doesn't mean I don't own the decks.
You have?
Because I bought like 2 or 3 of like each of them when I was looking for individual cards from them, like the true name.
Yeah.
So, or like the Nahiri. I have like 3 versions of it. 3 of those. That deck.
You don't play commander yet you have the most decks.
Yeah, well, they're cheap. They're like $35, 40, whatever. This is like 1,200. So, big difference. All right, so we're switching to Commander. This is for you, Jace, and for you, Johnny. Oh, bloody hell. Okay. Pardon me? Nothing spilled. Alright. Alright. So, you guys can't see what I'm seeing right now, but Carlos brought 4 of these things stacked on top of each other so you can see what I have. Because these should be commander decks. Okay, yeah, this is a commander deck. This one is... Oh, it's my commander deck. It's my Nahiri deck, so I'll play this one. Just if I even have Nahiri here somewhere. And then...
Should be in the green sleeve.
Ooh. I think this is Duretti.
Oh, if it's ready, it's mine.
No, it's actually a red-white aggro. Kalemned Disciple Eroas. I do have Duretti. Is that it?
Oh, there it is.
There it is. Okay, you can play Duretti.
Because it's. I'm assuming this is like an artifact.
Can you see how Duretti is spelled? Duretti. Okay.
I assume this is like an artifact based deck.
Huh?
I assume this is an artifact based deck.
Say that one more time, Carlos. Sorry.
I assume this is an artifact based deck.
Oh, yes. Look at his abilities. It's ridiculous recursion of artifacts.
Yeah, I see that.
Look, I'll tell you something. Yeah, you cheat at artifacts. I'll tell you one thing. My friend had competitive Prosh. Okay, it's an EDH deck. It's like a ridiculous one. I mean, like infinite mana, not infinite mana, but like a bunch of mana, bunch of tokens. And we led the 1v1 game over an hour and a half. Because I kept finding answers, recycling artifacts with Duretti. And he was still novice enough in Magic. Like, even though he had like these insane combos, he just couldn't find a way to win. So, I had a severely underpowered deck, but I had, of course, years and years of me playing Magic experience. So that was a very grindy game.
I love this one.
Which one's that? Oh, Mere Battle Sword. Yeah, just of course you did. So, oh, here's the Nahiri. Okay. Alright, let's do this. Food Chain Prosh. There you go. That's right. That's a shout out to Isaac Aegos, who I know is not watching because he thinks he has better things to do. He doesn't. There's my Marin Crusader. See, this is the reason I don't like Commander. Not to like it, but let me rephrase. One of the reasons I quote unquote don't like Commander is because my good cards end up in my Commander decks and I forget where I put them
Ah,
because I never play Commander.
so that belongs in your D&T.
That belongs to my D&T. In fact, that's the one of that I need in my D&T. So
Now you know where it is?
now I know where it is. You have no idea how hard I was looking for that. Guys, I literally have like 20 or 30 binders
You know what's
and
funny?
tens of thousands of cards.
I had a Mirrodin Crusader.
Mhm.
It was completely destroyed though. I
How?
don't know what happened to it. It's like it's as if someone like I don't know took their nail and just went like I don't know. It was like the card was like super damaged.
Oh, that's weird. Alright, Carlos, let's do this. And we start at 40 life, if I'm not mistaken, right? Even in 1v1, or do we start at 30?
I think we can set
Yeah,
it.
you guys can tell me. I have no clue. But you know what I do have? I do have a command zone.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I've never used it.
Quick back.
I love the song.
Oh, that's so cool.
Oh yeah, they match.
Well,
Carlos, do me a favor, bro. Can you put this on top of the kitchen, like anywhere on the granite? I'll throw it out later. And then, can you grab me a bottle of water from the floor? Under the side. Thank you. So here, do you want anything from the kitchen? Of course. And then, can you also, while you're there, fill up the water pitcher? So it can filter out in the fridge. Thanks, Carlos. We're making sure we stay hydrated. No, I was just telling the stream that we're making sure that we stay hydrated. Yeah, like we're absolutely not consuming excessive amounts of alcohol on a work night. No. Or school night in my case. I am a university professor. I can't imagine people that double sleeve their commander decks. Like, I understand why. Like, I understand people have very expensive commander decks, but like, my god, this is so big. A quadruple sleeve modern deck. I heard about that. I saw that. Yeah, live. It was ridiculous. The mono blue taking turns, whatever. In modern. Nice. Well, yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense. Like I said, I get why people don't sleeve it. I just personally did my hands aren't big enough, and that's okay. It's okay. Yeah, I actually do have the sleeves to triple sleeve. I have the sleeve outer sleeves.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
big ones?
I do, yeah. Currently, my abs and aristocrats, I think, is triple sleeves. Or try to. Alright, Carlos, whenever you're ready. While Carlos in the bathroom, I'll help him shuffle. These are going to show up max. You okay, love? You don't want to watch like. Yeah, tell me, guys. Hasn't today been a diverse chat? We started off with altering. Now then we went to vintage and legacy, and now we're doing 1v1 commander. Yeah, only Mirrored in Tech, guys. The only online channel that has an actual university professor as the lead. Shots fired. Hashtag. Thank you, my friend. We like providing it. And hopefully we'll do, oh man, I really appreciate it. Hopefully we'll bring you guys some good content too from our time in GP Orlando. I know, you gotta say hashtag before, please, sir. Yeah. I got it, hashtag. I mean, kidding, that was a troll. Alright, my friend, I shuffled the deck for you. They'll vouch on camera that I put all the lands on top and all the good cards on the bottom.
That's fine.
There you go.
That should be just fine. Wait, which is which?
Yours are the glossy, mine are the matte. Alright, and then we get a free mulligan if I remember correctly. Even or odd.
Odd. Alright.
Alright, so you play first. So mine is not exactly the precon, but like 98%. I think this is a good hand. Alright, let's do this. Alright, I'm ready when you are, Carlos.
Keep.
Alright. Game time. Go ahead. You draw your first turn, by the way.
Oh yeah?
Yep. See, I do know a little something about Commander.
Huh. Dormant Pokemon. Go ahead.
All done? Okay. Draw.
Oh wait, hold on. When done, you sacrifice unless you return an untapped mountain. Okay, so I can't do that.
Whoops. Judge.
Yeah.
Carlos, it's like our first Commander game and you're embarrassing yourself.
Sorry guys. Here. Go ahead.
Oh, Johnny, I would love that. I would love that very much. Alright, this is the card I drew. Drifting Meadow. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Lightning Greaves.
Yep.
It's equip 0. The creature gets haste and shroud.
Yep.
Go ahead. All right, let's look
Go
at
ahead,
the
enters
playlist.
tapped. Go ahead.
Just give me 1 second. For some reason, my mouse is being glitchy. Can't say. All right. All right. So you said you're done.
Yep.
Okay. Fire damage. Untap. Draw. Tap mana. Tap 2. Grand Abolisher.
You can't be the target. Correct?
During my turn, you can't cast spells or activate abilities of artifact, creatures, or enchantments. I'll equip.
Yep.
Swing for 2. And go. You can stream with Arena now if your computer can handle it. Until lazy get set up. Gotta meet up at some. Yeah, for sure. Definitely have to do that. Jace, you should definitely do it. Do it, my friend. And let us know when so we can host you.
So we're gonna have this guy.
Ooh, I don't know what any of these cards do, even though I own these decks. Took the Explorer. When it dies, put a legendary 5/5 Goblin Golem artifact creature token named Took the return onto the battlefield. That kind of sucks. You get a 5/5 when he dies.
Combat. 1.
It's fine.
Rift Flare. Deals 2 damage to every non-artifact creature.
No, it's not targeting.
It's not. And this guy dies too. So I get a 5/5 goblin.
No, like this.
Go
You have the
ahead.
token for it, by the way, in the
We
deck
do?
box. Yeah, these decks are great because they come with all the necessary tokens. Carlos, turn it sideways, and then lock it. What? No, no. Then it has to be somewhere. It's fine, it's fine.
Go ahead.
It's somewhere. No. It would be separate. So I'll take my turn. Untap. Upkeep. Draw. Blank for turn. Tap 3. I play Spectral Procession.
Yep.
I get 3 white spirits. One second. I thought I had more. That's a spirit. Then I will equip this on one of them and swing in the air for 1.
They're 1/1s?
Yeah,
Yep. I'll take 1.
go ahead. Or actually, I'm fortunate to have my token box here. This is before I started using Force of Will cards as tokens. That's how long it's been. I got these at GP Miami. That's how long it's been since I played this deck. So here's the 3. 1, 2, 3. Alright, Carlos, what you gonna do? First of all, does that 5/5 have like trample or anything?
Nope, he's just a artifact, dude.
Good, okay.
Um. So I'm gonna do
Uh-huh.
Starstorm. It deals X, where X equals 1. So it deals 1 damage to every creature.
You know, Carlos, we can't have nice things if you
including
keep doing crap
mine,
like this.
including mine.
Yeah, you're 4/4. You're 5/5. You piece of jerk. Okay. Okay.
Ichor Wellspring, draw a card. Nine for turn.
Uh-huh.
Swing for 5.
As if I could do something about it.
Go ahead.
Okay. Okay, Carlos. Alright, I see how it is. Alright. You know what? Land for turn.
Yep.
Step 3. Meta Haunting. Put 2 1/1 white spirit tokens with flying onto the battlefield.
Yep.
There's 1. There's 2. I'm going to equip one of them on the Lightning Greaves. Or rather, equip Lightning Greaves on one of them. Then, I'll tap 2. And play Marble Diamond. Comes in tapped.
Yep.
Pass. Actually, no, swing for 1, then pass. Go. Guess I should have re-equipped it before I passed the turn, but whatever.
Is it ready?
Uh-huh. You're tapping 4?
Yep. 'Cause this guy gives me an extra mana.
That's right. Which ability?
So we're gonna plus him. And discarding 2 cards.
What does that do again?
Discard 2 cards, then draw that many cards.
Got it. Up to 2, yeah. So 1.
Sire.
Uh-huh.
Swing for 5.
Jump.
Yep. You go ahead.
Untap. Upkeep. Draw. Do you have a 1/1 out?
I have a 1/1 out and a 5/5 token.
When he dies, you get another 1/1.
Yep.
Okay. That's the best way to do this. Guys, help me out with a rules question. Somebody who has Lightning Greaves on, can you equip a second equipment onto it?
I don't see why not.
Because it's not targeting, right? When you equip,
What does Lightning Greaves say?
it gives a Shroud.
Oh, Shroud is different.
It's not hexproof, yeah.
It's not
Um,
hexproof.
Yeah, I don't know the specific wording well enough.
David.
Yeah, David, are you watching Johnny? You can't. Yeah. That's what I thought.
No.
No.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Shard is different.
In that case, let's have 1, 2, 3. Four, 5. I'll cast Nahiri.
Yep.
She comes in with 3. I'll do her +2. And so then her +2 is I get a core soldier, and then I may attach an equipment I control to it. So sure, I'll with lightning greaves. That doesn't make a difference at this point, but why not? So in theory, they could both attack. But for now, I'll just attack with this guy. Or actually,
At
no,
me?
that's not smart. No attacks. Go. Gonna be my next EDH. Also, hi guys. Oh, Phil the Griff. Yeah, exactly. Oh, Xandaman. Xander's here.
Oh God.
We were talking about you earlier, Xander.
Land for turn.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna activate Phyrexia's Core.
Mm-hmm.
Draw card.
Talking trash behind your back. No, we're just saying how skilled you are in drawing lucky cards.
take it.
Okay. And then second main phase. Oh, Xander's going to the GP too.
Oh, cool.
Damn, I'm gonna be the only one that doesn't go if I don't go. I better go. Yeah, but after work, so I might be driving there like super freaking early Saturday morning, and then depending how cheap I am, stay at a hotel Saturday night or just drive late. It's only 4.5 hours to Orlando.
Yeah.
So if I leave like at 6 in the morning, I get there at 10. And if I leave like at 10, I get here like at 2 a.m. Let's drink a lot of Red Bull. Oh no,
What?
my Mexican compadre is not going.
Pablo?
Yeah, El Yeti. So then I wanted to make this one Shroud and go. Cats and Standard. Standard, you're playing Standard. Oh, I thought we didn't have anybody that played Standard.
So, up to ready.
Mm-hmm. Friday morning. Yeah, no, I gotta have a meeting with my department or division chief Monday morning. Yeah, no, it would literally be like super early Saturday morning. Hell, I might even leave early. Like, my only goal is to get some footage there, you know, maybe do some promotional stuff, play 1 or 2 legacy events, maybe buy a duel or 2, film David doing the thing he wants to do, and yeah, come back. Modest set events on Friday. Yeah. I mean, right now I'm playing pretty solid with DNT, so I may do like, oh, dude, you know what I should do?
Mm?
Ankh Tide. Nobody's gonna expect Ankh Tide. I love that deck so much. Nobody expects it. What's that, look? Oh yeah, nobody expects a Spanish Inquisition. You know what? That when I register the deck, it lets you name it however you want. I think I'm gonna name it Spanish Inquisition. So nobody ever expects it.
Mm. So it's 1, 2, 3,
Uh huh.
4, 5. Spike Bellows. When this dude enters the battlefield, he deals 6 damage to a creature. I can't really target.
To target creature?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
And I'll take the flyer.
Whoops. There we go. Carlos, I got it. You see? Carlos, I got it.
Yeah, I see it. Then
The thing is that this deck was as hard as the new Turbo Fog.
oh yeah.
Give David a nice camera and give him a tripod and I'll set it up for him. Oh! That's not a bad idea. I can give him a GoPro. It's got good battery life. A big memory card on it.
Yeah, it should be.
And looks good.
It should be perfect for what David needs to do.
Yeah. Johnny, please remind me Friday night to pack the GoPro. Please. And tell David to prepare for that. Okay.
Go.
Drop. Alright, this will add 2 mana or mana pool if I have 5 more lands, which I do. Exactly 5. Now, do you have any flyers? Yeah, right? You have a 6/1 tonight, and a 5/5, and a 1/1. No, you don't have the 1/1 anymore. What happened to it?
I had to put it in my deck somewhere.
Oh, and you never killed it, so you never got the 1/1 token.
Right.
Got it. Now
Didn't
I understand.
actually go.
Okay. Now that makes sense. Alright, so then... I will... Is this flying? No. But it is first strike. Tell you what, I'll swing with this at the ready.
And 6.
Need your lap on your side. Sorry. Yeah, it's 6. All right, what actually happened? Then I'll tap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll play Feld Almighty. Destroy all creatures with power greater than target creature's power. And I'll choose this guy, my 1/1. That includes mine.
So I'll make. Oh wait, that's fine. I will sack this,
Mm-hmm.
gain a life, and this is dead.
Alright, now, it's still second main phase. A +2. And I put a 1/1 core soldier. And I can attach an equipment card I control to him.
So you can put one of those two guys on.
Mm-hmm. So the way I'm going to do this is, here's my core soldier. Then I will choose to, for this ability, I'll choose a sword. Then I'll tap 2, put the Bone Horde on it, and then put the Lightning Greaves on it.
Gotcha.
In that order. Now, how many creatures in the graveyard? I have 1 still.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So 5 now. There's
Yeah.
1 in mine. So, like, is it +5? So 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yep.
So it's an 8, 6.
Using meat 6.
Trample, First Strike, Vigilance, and Haste. And Shroud. And a partridge in the pear tree. Go ahead. And that was a +2, so it was on 2, now she's at 4. I love this deck. I love how much people suck on Arena. I go undefeated in the fake leagues all the time with kitty cats. Xander.
Actually. I need results. So,
Results, not excuses. That was on the wall of my band hall.
up to ready, go to 5.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get rid of this guy. Draw a card.
People don't know how to block or what double strike is. A common theme in Arena. You'd probably blow their heads or their
Right.
minds if you were to use like banding or something. Alright, untap. Or the current situation of this guy. No keep draw. No creatures, Carlos?
No creatures.
That's all. This is just so unfair. I'll tap 1, play Masterwork of Ingenuity. When you may have it enter the battlefield as a copy of any equipment on the battlefield. I'll have it come in as a copy of this guy,
Oh god.
the living weapon. So it is now a living weapon. So it in of itself is a 5/5.
Yep. Well, 6 now because of this extra dude.
Oh shoot, you're right. And then I'll move this over to this guy so he has haste. And then I'll attack for this taps. For 6, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Yeah, cool.
And then 6 at Dreddy, and 6, 7, 8, 9 at you.
9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
And your commander will cost an extra 2 generic next time you cast him.
An extra 2.
And then I'll do her +2. So she's at 4, goes to 6. And then I get the 1/1 core soldier, and I may equip something on the battlefield onto him. I think I'm out of core soldiers. I got soldiers. What do I want to apply to him? I'll just leave it as is here and move the. No, actually, I'll keep the line gears of this guy and pass.
So tap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
How much? Oh, damn. So it's a flying creature. Destroy target artifact by tapping 4. And you get plus X for 0 where it's its mana cost.
Yep.
And you have 4 mana. Frick. So what are you going to do?
Go ahead.
You're going to wait till I do something to do it at instant speed. Fine, Carlos. Fine. Tease me like that.
Mm.
Maybe you don't know that I like being teased. Alright, so I'll tap the Temple of False God, gives me 2 plus 1, and I'll play Mobilization. It's an enchantment that. This is another reason I don't like Commander. Too many cards. All my soldiers have Vigilance, and I can tap 3 mana to put a soldier in a 1/1 on the battlefield. Okay? So,
And do you have to tap the enchantment, or you can do it for as much as you can pay for it?
think about what you just said.
What?
Do I have to tap the enchantment?
Oh, no, I guess not.
Thank you,
I'm thinking of an
I
artifact.
know. I know
Thinking
you're
of
thinking.
artifacts.
Just wanted to realize that. Okay, good, great. So now let's see what you're gonna do. Move to combat.
Yep.
Attack with these 2.
How big is Oh, but they. What does he have?
That's a 6/6 haste. That's it. This one is a 6, 7, 8, 9, 7 haste for strike, vigilance, trample. So these 2 are attacking. And, yeah, let's glare. Well, I'm just trying to unglare it, but it's fine. We know what that is. It's the Horde Smelt.
It's 4, so I can only do it once.
Yeah. And I will have first strike if you block this one.
I mean, either way, if I block, I'm losing him. And total damage is like 13.
For
No,
you?
15. If there's no blocks.
Yeah, exactly. Right, yeah.
Mm, Phyrexian Core. Just sack this, gain a life. And I'll take it. 15, right?
That's right, I'll take it. Hey,
I'll
smile.
go to,
There you go. I'm gonna share that with the chat.
I'll go to 10.
Carlos. Brave.
Mm.
So you did not destroy any artifacts.
No.
So next, I'm gonna do the following. I'm going to +2 in the hearing. Pardon me a second. And 8 now. I'm gonna create a new 1/1 soldier. They're core soldiers, but it doesn't matter. And then I have the option of choosing to equip an artifact onto it or not. I will. So I'm gonna have it untapped. Move this guy. The 6/6. It's a copy of the Bona Horde, whatever. It's no. So the germ token that it's on dies, and it
Yeah.
goes to this soldier. Then the shroud gives it haste and shroud the lightning greaves. So I'll move that to him after the other one, so it can actually happen. Sorry for that crowded space here. I need to get commander play mats that are like one huge mat
Yeah.
instead. And then that had vigilance, so it's like that. And here's an 8, 4 untapped creatures, all this mana. What do I do with it? I normally would wait till your turn to do it, but I know myself I'm going to forget if I don't do it now, so I'll just make a soldier from the mobilization and pass turn.
Alright. Oh, okay.
Can you play Duretti again? I just
Uh,
want to remind you because like you don't usually play commander.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Remember, stacks are 2 generic.
Yeah, I don't think I can play both of these guys. But that's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 6. This guy.
Flying Haste Dragon. Man, I'll see these dragons. Lieutenant. As long as you control your commander, which you won't because you won't have enough mana. It gets +2/+2 and has whenever it attacks, it deals 7 damage to target creature or player. No, to target creature defended by controls. Just the creature. Still good.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do?
This is
Glare, sorry. Or you can actually move them this way too. Sorry. It's really just like here. It's my fault, guys. That overhead light turn friendly for this. Keep in mind, I don't have flyers, Carlos.
right, but then I don't have blockers.
That's true. Where's the lie? And then that lifestyle.
Hmm?
Yeah. But that life totally, you have to be careful.
Go ahead.
Okay, untap. Upkeep, draw. It's not as good as you would think. 6, 7, 8. Ooh, one more from her ultimate. Alright, I'll attack with both of these guys. My opponent just played Nexus of Fate 3 turns in a row.
Oh god.
Yeah.
I'll throw this guy in front of that.
Alright, so you'll take 6 to the face.
Yep.
I'll +2 Nahiri. And this will be the new soldier, and I'll do the same thing. Masterwork goes to him, Lightning Greaves afterwards. Now, how many creatures are in your graveyard?
1 extra 1. So it'd be 7.
And this is the soldier. 7, yeah. Oh, I'm looking for the 7 on this excited die. Like, Carlos, we get 2 more. Thank you. This is just getting ridiculous. There we go. All right, and go. Actually, again, only because I know I'm gonna forget to do it during my turn. I'll
make it do.
make it do it. Yeah. Go ahead.
I'll end of turn. Tap 1. Use this thing. Sack this. Gain a life. Alright.
He's about to cast his 5th Nexus. How many does he have in his deck? 8.
Spell bomb. Red. Sack. This guy can't block.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, and then if I paid red for it, I can draw a card.
It reshuffles into the deck after it's cast, doesn't it?
No.
Oh, that was Xander.
Oh, the Nexus? Yeah.
So that's why. Okay. He hasn't had a turn in 10 minutes. Wow. Sorry, Xander. That's why you have time to watch our stream.
Oh my god, this would have been so much helpful earlier.
So much helpful.
Yes.
Haven't you learned to talk American, boy? GG. Why don't you play Duretti and bring back some artifacts from the graveyard and do all that crazy stuff? Like you know the deck's supposed to work. 6!
If I
The
bring
6th Nexus. He scooped. Sorry, Xander. If it makes you feel better, I haven't gotten a turn in about 10 minutes.
That's really? He's just been like watching his opponent do.
No, I haven't because I'm watching you.
Oh, no, I think you got this. Cause
I know I
there's
got
nothing
that.
can
I'm
do.
just waiting for you to concede that point.
I mean, I can't do anything.
Is it indestructible?
No.
Good, because I had this.
Oh.
Return to dust. Exactly.
No.
Wow. Always feels so intense. The experience of playing one of these games. I feel like I need a shower now. Like not in a bad way, you know, but kind of like in like a. Oof, that was. And you know, it's funny because we just played Vintage and Legacy.
Yeah.
I guess it's because like. What do you call it? I guess it's because those are like, you know, familiar points, comfort zones, combos, plays I know. By the way, curious fact, guys, these are actually the original Ultra Pro sleeves from like the mid-90s. See the round logo there? And see the material? Yes, this game was quite literally brought to you by Secret Smoothie's subscription. Thank you, Secret Smoothie, for making this game possible. And yeah. So that goes to show people who make subscriptions will get what they want.
Yeah.
Oh, this was something I was considered pretty good. Give me a reason, I'll give you my love talk themselves. Xander is a better streamer than Yo, fall. I've never actually seen Xander's stream. He's a lot better. Oh, by the way, here's another really interesting card. This is from Unglued. This is one of the original like feature tokens. How you doing, Carlos?
Oh, good sir. I have to work tomorrow,
No, I understand.
so I must join.
So sorry, people that just joined us. Unfortunately, Carlos here has to be a bit of a push over. and I go to work tomorrow, even though I also have to work. It's $70 standard card. Jeez, dude, Nexus.
Yeah, that Nexus deck is really good.
Is it
Yeah, the turbo turns or turbo fog.
Yeah. Hopefully this game gets you guys more into EDH. Well, let me put it this way. This reminded me of what EDH is.
Yeah,
And it's not a good thing or a bad thing. It's like it reminded me of like just like the level of involvement, and this is just one-on-one.
yeah,
So I'm imagining this with 4 people, and I'm getting a headache already.
yeah. It's a lot of politicking and stuff. And
Exactly.
keeping a track of not just one board but many.
Exactly. So this is why I have all the respect in the world. I really do for people that can do that, because I just don't think I can. I mean, you can say it's I mean, it's a great part about it. It's just like these are not the skill sets that I've developed, nor sort of like the way like the game developed for me. That said, I will play it because it's fun. I mean, like I did enjoy this.
Yeah, it was fun.
Like don't get me wrong, like I enjoy it. It's fun. It's just if I had to take out a deck and play a random game, Commander wouldn't be the thing I'd run to. Some of it has to do with matters of pragmatism. It's a big freaking deck. Others have to do with just like, you know, enjoyment in terms of like what I wanted to. You can't say that C word here. What C word?
Command.
Or crap. Xander's making the Feldergriff deck. That's the, what's it called? Group Hug? Isn't that the Group Hug deck?
Yeah. The Hippos deck with like all the Peldigriffs that do different things.
Yeah, you know, funny. That was one of the first Commander decks I ever saw. I was at GP Miami, and what do you call it? I went to go play with this guy Jason, and at a table because I was just kind of like, I made a trade and I wasn't feeling very good about it. At the end of the day, it worked out for me. I traded away a Foil Abrupt Decay towards like a Caracas and other stuff. I think Caracas was like 150, and at the end of the day, it was a fair deal, but I was still like unsure about it. I hate trading. I really hate trading. I'd rather just buy the cards. And so somebody sees me and is like, "Hey, do you want to come play with us?" I'm like, "Well, the only Commander deck is this one that I just bought because I bought one at the GP." They're
Yeah.
like, "You can play with that one." I'm like, "This guy seems nice." So one of the guys was playing Group Hug, and he was like helping me out, easing me into the game. That was a lot of fun. It was a good experience. It really, like, it made me like Commander players, and it made me like appreciate Commander. But like I said, it's just like, you know, you enjoy what you're used to and what you're familiar with, and
Yeah, like my thing is modern.
exactly. Which is why you still play a modern deck in Vintage
Yeah.
and beat me. Oh, David's making Eric's Methus. Mystic Barrier is funny in a deck full of other static effects and keeps the aggro decks at bay. Works. Also thinking of selling Tron. Oh! Dude, Xander is selling Tron.
Why is he selling John?
He's not liking it as much as he used to. I think he means people aren't liking him as much as they used to. Suggestions for modern decks. Mardu Pyromancer.
Mardu
I'm not gonna
Pyromancer.
argue. I'm not gonna lie. I really enjoy that deck.
It's a really
Either
good
proxied
deck.
up, and I have 90% of the pieces. But the
Just
thing
in
is,
different decks.
different decks.
Humans.
Oh shoot, yeah. Mono green Eldrazi
Yeah.
is another good one.
The mono green Tron.
He needs to burn Tron before the GP. Xander, don't sell Tron. Just switch the flavor.
Like just classic green Tron. Mono
Green
green.
Tron, just do green Eldrazi. Oh
Yeah.
fuck, you're right. You don't really have studio traders in
No.
in modern. Yeah, I mean, like, I'll show you guys here. Give me a second. So, basically,
Oh, Xander, I know. Affinity.
that's what I have. So yeah, just a quick little preview before we sign off. I guess not preview, but So I have about 20 or so decks in various formats, Modern Legacy, that are near completion, in addition to my basic set of decks. So this is, for example, actually, let's see what it is.
That's Tron.
Tron, yeah.
Like as soon as I saw the expedition map,
Yeah. And at this point, I was doing like a colorless, like Eldrazi Tron. But if I could go back to it, I don't know how I'd. Obviously, I would take out the Tron component and just get the City of Traders and all those other efficiency lands.
is that Legacy though? That's
Yeah.
Legacy.
Ancient Tomb is Legacy.
The Stompy Tron, or rather, Eldrazi.
Eldrazi.
Stompy?
It's Eldrazi aggro. Well, it's mostly the shell for it.
I mean, you could make Eldrazi Tron just with some of the pieces that I see there.
Yeah.
You have you basically have it.
Yeah, I mean, this could, Doc, why not just play colorless Eldrazi? In Modern or in Legacy? Colorless Eldrazi in Legacy, like I said, the thing that's holding me back are the City of Traders. Strip mines. There's no such thing as strip mine in Legacy, my friend. You mean wastelands?
Yeah.
But yes, it does make it worse. But you can always Pitting Needle Wasteland and just use your own Ghost Quarters to take care of stuff.
It's
But
basic.
yeah, as you can see from like what I have in my hand. Oh, just because why not? Put a Platinum Angel in there. Rafi, check this. This card says you can't lose the game. And as if that weren't awesome enough, your opponent, they can't win.
I can find a way around that, honestly.
Huh?
Knowing me, I can find a way around that.
No, it literally. Well, I'll get rid of the card. It's the easy way. But the funny thing is, just how it says like, as long as this is in play, you can't lose, and he can't win.
That wordplay, give me enough time to find it.
I won't give it to that. Walking Ballista with this card. Yeah, no, because
You can bless the person that I remember.
in a role-playing game, to be clear, my girlfriend did not cook somebody into death. Oh, I forgot I had a foil worm coil.
What?
Aren't these worth something?
You have walking ballistas?
Yeah, I have one or two. Bug Shadow and Legacy. Oh, I saw a black blue shadow. Oh yeah, and actually speaking of altars, these are some of my early altars. Which, especially for being an early altar, is not bad if you look at my leaf work up there. Sorry, the focus isn't easy to capture, but you did it. Yeah. See, Carlos?
You could probably make modern.
Yeah. I mean, I need the City Traders anyway for Sneak and Show,
Yeah.
because I have almost all of Sneak and Show. The land base is very similar to Delver. I give another example of an altar. Thanks, Jace. This is the 5th edition Urza's Mine, which has a little bit more vivid colors. So you can see the... Maybe taking advantage of that when painting this. And then more towers. And oh, here's the 8th edition Urza's Mine. Yeah, these have been printed quite a few times.
Why
Like I
don't
said,
you play Tron and Modern?
I don't have it. Ugins. If I don't sell Tron, he might want the Lands Altar standard. So it depends. I negotiate deals on a 1x1 basis because it could be like as simple as like a little $15 altar to like an $80 or $100 like commission.
Well, it
But-
depends on what you want.
yeah, like I gave David a really deep discount on that altar I did for him, because that's normally like a probably like an $80, $100 altar.
His amount.
No, the Maze of Ith.
I didn't see it.
You see the Maze of Ith I did for David? Oh,
Do you have a picture of it?
yeah. Let me pull that out. That was one of my best cards that I've done. So it's based on an original painting. I forget the name of the artist. I think it's a Romanian artist. And yeah, so I spent a long time on that one. That means if it is at least 80, 100. Yeah, easily.
I played
Just for the time I put into it.
I played an opponent on some type of Delver deck,
Mm-hmm.
and the flip side was a Gengar from Pokemon. The Aberration.
Love it. Inside collaboration.
Yeah. Oh, so talk to me about the Blue Red Wizards deck. That deck was crazy.
Wait, what format?
Modern.
I don't know about it.
It was this
It's not
one-
surprising. Oh, by the way, before we forget, the Hellraiser Goblin is the card with the way. The
Oh,
one that
with the
got
way?
Johnny. I hate to trigger your bad memories, but I have
That's
it here
so
somewhere.
funny.
see, just show it to the stream. The Hellraiser Goblin, also very good. So yeah, it's not in focus, but you get the idea. So creatures you control face, but don't let him lead the soldiers. But by all means, let him lead the way.
Xander, play Blue Red Wizards.
Jack it up.
Let's see, at what point did I alter David's music? I took some pictures of it too, so I know it's on one of these websites. Oh, this negate. Remember this one?
Yeah, that's beautiful.
So guys, if you go to my Twitter, the username is the same. Those of you that know, it's still Nerd in Tech, but you can see these altars like in higher resolution. There you go.
It's on your Instagram too, yeah.
It should be on my. Oh, that's where it probably is. It's probably on my Instagram.
Doc, I need an X champion.
Yeah, and I need a lot of things too, my friend. But do you see them falling into my lap?
Let me rephrase that. I need my X
There it
champion
is.
offer.
Oh, yeah, I'll do it. Check out this music. If you guys had any idea how much time it took to do that, look at that detail.
Is that first commander deck?
I don't remember what deck it's for, but Xander's like, damn, plugging your social media.
Mm,
Yeah, but you see that?
let me see.
There you go.
Oh, that's crazy.
That 3D maze is smaller than a dime.
That's crazy.
Because think about it. Think about the physical space that this occupies in a Magic card. That 3D maze that I drew here is smaller than a dime.
That's crazy.
That took so much time and patience. It's not easy at all. He'll be playing that maze this weekend. Yes, exactly. The thing is, I actually lose money when I make these. Cause I mean, I'm a doctor, so I make some more money on my job. But for passion projects and for friends, I'll do these. I'll do a commission. David, for example, of course, asked me to do this. I was more than happy. But did I put here? Oh yeah, the original piece is called Labyrinth by Marcel Chernowaga. It's like, I think it's a Romanian guy. It's a surrealist kind of painting. Oh, he has 4 diluted deltas, 2 strands, and 2 fills. Yeah, I want them. I will buy all your fetches.
Xander?
Yeah, Xander. I'll buy them. Like, all of them. Assuming, of course, you give me the friends and family discount.
Of course.
But I'm always buying staples like that. But yeah, so okay, Carlos has to go because like I said, he's doing a pushover. So thank you guys for joining us on the stream. Fail pushover. Ouch. That just destroyed me, Carlos.
I think we lost like 2 subscribers off that one.
That was a tragic slip of the tongue.
Oh my god. Oh no. My friend found out about both of them. So now his favorite way of tilting me is like triggering each one of them.
Mhm.
Like he'll go fatal push into tragic slip or tragic slip into fatal push.
hmm
They work really interesting together.
All right. I get this before Xander goes to Orlando because GP's a perfect pitch and buy-in. Yeah. Xander, just let me know how much you want, and then I'll talk you down to a better price, and then we'll probably make a deal. All right, guys. Thank you again so much for joining and watching. We'll be back probably live from Orlando. I'm really hoping that I'll be going, and we'll be bringing you some live content. David, I'm sure, will make a post on Mirrored in Tech Facebook describing more about what we do. Remember, Mirrored in Tech, the same thing you see like there up here. Yeah. Go to there on Facebook, and David will post a little bit about what he's looking to do at GP Orlando. So then we'll probably do some live, what do you call it? Not live stream on Facebook. What's it called, Carlos? When you do like a live feed?
Yeah, it's like a
Feed?
live feed.
Live feed, yeah, that's what it's
Or
called.
go
live feed.
live.
Or something like that, yeah, whatever. Newfangled Snapchats, whatever. Alright, guys, take care.
See you guys.